Whoops. I'll give everybody a second to funnel into here. Whoops. That was my fault. I accidentally closed out of OBS. I'm fucking dumb. Whoops. There we go. We'll give it a second for everybody to move over to here from the other stream. That was my bad. Yeah, whoops. I have my other monitor as a vertical monitor. And I think I just, when I moved my mouse over to close my Discord, I think I clicked on OBS by accident. I couldn't even tell what happened. I was trying to move one of my screens over, or one of my windows over. Oops. What's up, Prem? How's it going? Yeah, give everyone a second to move back over. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh yeah, who to pair. What's up, Baguette? How's it going, buddy? Yeah, we'll give everyone a second to move back over. That was completely my fault. What's up, Nick? How's it going? Good, man. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. That was my fault. I accidentally closed fucking stream. I'm so dumb. I was just moving my mouse too fast. Moving windows and stuff over. I'm cursing my Wi-Fi. Uh-oh. It's not your Wi-Fi 43. It's me. I have a vertical monitor, or I made one of my monitors vertical on my side setup here, so I could stack windows, and it typically helps out a lot. But I went to close Discord, and I think I clicked a bit too far over and closed out. That was my bad. Oops. Did this pop up? It did. Okay. Yeah, no, that was completely my fault. That wasn't you guys. That was just me trying to move a window over. Sorry about that. I did split. I got 108 suburbs. Oh, nice. It's debating on getting superbs or garage, but I'm trying to get all level 25 for new vehicle coming out soon. Are they really? Wait, can we already see it? How do you like switch vehicles again? I don't even remember how you switch vehicles in this dumb shit. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, Sun Chariot, huh? Infantry defense, infantry attack, training speed. Oh. Well, fuck me. I guess I gotta get something else, huh? Okay, well. I'm almost awake on my first Hammer Pango. Should I try to get a second one to team up with him or use a different beast? If you are garrisoned, a second Pango works really well. But you could honestly go for like a Pluto Jellyfish and it does great. Are you a Garrison main player? If you're a Garrison main player, then get Gaia Deer up and get a Grass OC chipset. Or a Grass chipset. Event calendar. Oh, fuck. Actually, it's kind of a cool board, or a cool title thing. Not gonna lie. Hero Skin, Ethan, Skyfather, Zeus. Skill damage taken by troops. That's actually pretty good as well. Skyfather, Zeus. The Hero Skin. Does that mean March Skin? I assume so, right? They have another shelter skin coming out. And none of it shows up yet. I know the Medusa one was in there. I saw that one. The actual looks like kind of cool. But where's the Skyfather Zeus one? Bull Kong work? Yeah, Bull Kong is actually probably ideal, to be honest with you. Premature ejaculated history. I mainly field, but I'm the third garrison, and I'm trying to build a rally team also. Okay, so skip Gaiadir. Go Pango Bull. Go Pango Bull. Yeah, go Pango Bull. The 7% like rally leader damage is minuscule. Same thing here. Like, the most of your damage and stuff like that from your beast pairs comes from your chipsets and such. You're going to be proccing this, which is great. But at that point, at least you can rotate between Bull being leader for rallies and Pango being leader for Garrison. And then Bull, since he has more combo, you can set Bull to lead in the field as well. That would be my recommendation, personally. If I had to have one beast pair for field, rally, and Garrison, I would probably run a Pango Bull. So I could, like, intermix them and switch them as one leader versus the other, and one has a better chipset versus the other, depending on who's leading, for if I'm rallying or in field, or if I'm on Garrison. If I'm on Garrison, Pango has a better chipset and he's leading. If I'm in field or rally, Bull has a better chipset and is leading. Ethan getting a skin, F that. Oh, I read that wrong. Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, yeah, Ethan gets the skin. That's crazy. What? Yeah, it'll probably just be a cosmetic skin, like I don't know. Well, actually, yeah, probably, because Rabina just got an actual cosmetic skin. Where the fuck is my Rabina even at? Oh yeah, all she got was a cosmetic. Yeah, that makes sense. Wallet damage 100x. Yeah, dude, and it keeps going up. That's the scary part. Z, I have workshop 1313, inf 1010 range and rider. What do you suggest I work on next? Field player, no main troop type, have all balanced. Just keep doing what you're doing, honestly. You're a field player, so you don't need to have high protection. What I would do in your case, Zola, is I would actually go firepower oriented for all of your stuff. So I would go 13 firepower on range, 13 firepower on rider, and then get all of them to 15. Like, I would just fully focus on that, because since you're a field player, if you focus solely on the firepower aspect, then you can make it to where maybe down the road you get a barrage fire bonus effect when you are hitting 85% of the players in your bracket, depending on what bracket you play in, obviously. But if you can make it to where you have a barrage fire effect against most marches, then it doesn't matter if you're playing on murder balls, just, running out as a single hit and run march, or, your flanking marches, whatever it may be, you're always giving yourself a damage bonus. So I would stop building the defense for the rest of them and just solely focus on building firepower and building it out evenly. I would really only do the protection side of things the minute that, like, you start doing rallies or garrisons and such, because that's like when it's unavoidable to take damage, right? Whereas in the field, if you're playing in murder balls or whatever have you, you can hit marches. If you get targeted, walk back into your murder ball, turn around, refocus, that kind of a thing. I'm using Bull Tiger on field, garrison, and rally, and they are doing wonders on all of them. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, because Bull still gives crit and stuff like that. I mean, like, honestly, your biggest thing is, like, when it comes to beasts and beast pairings and chips and all the rest of those things, is that whatever procs your support beast active skill is what you just need to focus on as a stat. And if I recall, when it comes to Bull, he gets combo and crit. Yeah, he gets combo and crit from his attributes, or from his potential, his core potential and stuff. So yeah, that's totally fine to do. It hasn't shown up yet for Ethan. Yeah, I noticed that. It's a hero skin. Yeah, no, that's me. I read too fast. Okay, I thought the backpack parts were better because they're rare attributes not affected by the diminishing returns. Sure, but that's not the reason why they're expensive. They're most expensive because they're squad and they apply to all of them. The diminishing returns factor really only goes into place and as an effect when I can't see your old messages because I closed Streamlabs on accident. But the diminishing returns aspect side of things really only goes into effect when you are at extremely high percentage values for attack, defense, HP, and all that kind of stuff. If you're at the point where you're still needing to try to get your backpack parts up, your stats probably aren't high enough to have to worry too much about diminishing returns yet. Yeah, no worries, Zola. Diminishing returns is like, I'm going to focus on attack on my parts. I'm going to focus on attack only in my refinery. I'm going to focus on attack only in my garage. I'm going to try to get every single home slot in my armaments all attack as well, so I can have 500% attack. That's when you hit diminishing returns, when every single one of these multiple places that you can update your stats or focus on specific stats and such, you are only focusing on one stat. You will experience diminishing returns and you will experience it rather quickly. However, if you are getting things like lethality and block or defense, squad damage, those things in your armaments, if you're getting if you're focusing on attack and defense in your garage, if you're focusing on squad damage or basic attack damage, that kind of things in your refinery, you're mitigating a lot of that diminished return factor. Oh look, another fucking bot to ban on Twitch. Goodbye. What is this? Honestly, it's not likely. In fact, it's very unlikely. But I hope we get another Garrison hero from our Infantry TC coming up. In one set of the armament and putting 2 attack or 2 speed hones every part, then it's good for field hit and run. Yes. Yes. Your hit and run, your most important factor is your movement speed. Your other one that you want to get is lethality. You can supplement lethality for attack, but like lethality would be like your S tier stat, your move speed would be like your S tier stat, your attack would be like your A tier stat, and then defense and all the rest of those are like your B tier and below. Lethality for sure is the priority on armaments over attack, just like block is your priority over defense, which I'm still trying to hone mine back up. I'm trying to get back up to 1200 block. In fact, I'm trying to supersede that and get to like 1300 plus, but I need to get this one off. I need to get this squad attack off. I need to get this squad defense off. Actually, really anything in here that you see that's attack or defense, I'm trying to get off of that stat and move it. The new infantry hero will likely be a rally hero since Boyd came out last time as Garrison. Yeah, I know, that's what I said. It's very unlikely, but I can still hope. When upgrading squad damage, does it mean that the higher your base stats are, the more damage gets multiplied even more? Does that make sense? Yes, absolutely. Because of the way that the equation works. Attack happens at the beginning of your math equation, and all the rest of your other stats, lethality, firepower, squad damage, skill damage, all that stuff happens at the end of the equation. So let me run you through a couple examples. Bear with me one moment, please. I gotta get paint up here. Gotta get calculator up. I don't like being someone that just tells you something. I like actually showing it to you as well. So live chatting. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna take a couple instances, right? We're going to give one instance where you have 100 as your base stat value. This is pretty much going to be like your attack. Times 2. This is your multiplier, which would be things like your squad damage, lethality, etc, right? We're also going to go through another instance where we have 150 times 1.5 and then 200 times 1, right? So obviously this is equal to 200. This is equal to 200. And this is equal to 225. Pretty sure, right? 150 times 1.5. Oops. 150 times 1.5. Yeah, 225. Oh. Ah! That's not what I meant to do. So, point being is that you really want to have a balance when it comes to these of both your base stat, which would be your attack, and your bonus multiplier itself. If you just go full in on your multiplier and your base stats are low, you're going to end up with a low result. If you just focus fully on your low stats but not your multiplier, same thing, lower result. So, your best damage amplifier is to build a balance of both base stats and your multiplier. But you get attack already from your hero skills, your hero talents, your research, your alliance tech, your squad skins, your troop skins, your shelter skins, your temporary buffs that you can put on, things like that. So most of the time, it's better to invest into this here. Also, as you're getting your garage up to increase your firepower, you're also getting attack, obviously, as well. Plus, for every, like, what is it, like every 100 firepower that you have, it's like 1% bonus squad attack also. So again, you're usually funneling into this naturally by just building out your account. So it's typically best to build into your multiplier. Which alliance you're doing Monopoly with? IWRI. What region are they? 222. IWRI. BDTN. I think those guys did the 5 or 6 packs or whatever it is. Oh, I did, huh? I'm at the entrance and I don't have any more golden dice. Son of a beach. Oh wait, I can just... Nice. Huge. Another one. I already used like 70 of these. I got so many materials. So what did I start out with? I have a screenshot of it. Hold on. Actually, it might be on my phone. So at the start of this event, I had 48,000 purple and 428 gold. And now I'm at 100. So I've gone up 75,000 purple and 2,500 carbon steel so far this event. That's crazy. Do you think it would be worth to stop spending for a month to transcend a hero or keep focusing on beast armor parts and vehicles? If you're lacking in the transcended hero department, then it's probably best to do that. But yeah, it just really depends on your hero availability. In a lot of cases, it is best to do the hero transcendence because everything that you're getting is amplifying that hero. So you want to give them the best toolkit. But yeah, it really just depends on if you don't have any transcended heroes and that kind of a thing is to go along with it. How does that auto portion you talked about work? D3, are you talking about this auto? Are you talking about this auto here? This works to where if you just press auto here, it'll just do everything for you until it lands on the alley entrance ones. Then it'll stop. Or once you run out of dice, it'll stop as well. What's up, Quantum? How's it going? You want a 4-pack this time? Yeah, IWR did 4 this time. Thank you, Z, for answering the question. One more rider-related question. Do you think Rubina and Catherine with her skin would be super rally? Yes and no. It would be decent if you were a flank rally. Like a counter rally to a rally. Like if you were counter rallying, that would be good. If you're a second or third rally, it could be okay. But there are just better options. Like Felix, like the part of that pair's problem is a survivability aspect. There's not much defense that comes to it. So like Felix gives high counter damage reduction, which helps with his sustain and stuff. So that's usually where he shines. And then you have some of the other heroes that give sustain as well. But yeah, like if you were like counter rallying, or if you were rallying a Garrison as a second or third rally, and the Garrison wasn't very strong, then yes, it could be good. But I wouldn't use it as like a primary rally, I wouldn't say. My Boyd and Stella are just 1 out of 4 transcended. I stole Chasey and Bard Transcend when it came out. I got my Chasey to 3 out of 4 and Bard to 2 out of 4. I mean, Boyd really only needs 1 skill transcended for field anyways. And honestly, same thing with some of the others. Yeah, so I would just keep focusing on the other stuff. You don't really need to transcend those up unless you are a Garrison or Rally main. Then it may be more important to do that. It's like a faster auto. Yeah, it's exactly it. What's up, Mo? How's it going, buddy? Quick hello. I don't think I'll stay long. I'll just watch some videos on YouTube. What's up, Rox? How's it going, brother? I have a doubt. Suppose my squad A deals basic attack damage and squad B deals Y basic attack damage. Why is it not X plus Y damage in total? When I attack with both squads, it's always less than the total. Okay, hold on a minute. We're numbering here. I have a doubt. Suppose my squad A deals X basic attack damage and squad B deals Y basic attack damage. Why is it not X plus Y in total? What do you mean by that? Like, why is the total basic attack damage from your first squad plus your second not equal? And how are you figuring that out? One squad will deal less, obviously. Like, they're going to deal different amounts of damage than each other because of stat differences and such. But I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that, Inferno. Who's better for infantry leader, hero, LeBlanc, or Isabella without cores? Probably LeBlanc. I don't know. Claude cuts the HP for them, which makes your second march or your support squad deal more damage. But then Isabella also cuts Isabella causes them to take more skill damage while also buffing skill damage. I feel like it'd be fairly equal. Yeah, I feel like it'd be fairly equal. It might be very marginal. It's a chill weekend. What can I say? It's perfect. I seem to have a terrible off-limits game again. I know the power levels don't tell the whole story, but it's similar to Tuesdays where I was very bored. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, for us, so at 3 UTC, we did ours, and we had everybody show up, and every other team only had 4 people show up, so we just kind of camped the whole map. Like, we just owned, like, every corner, and then we dictated who took second. Okay. Armored. Not that strong or high spender, just focusing on one particular squad and only physical beasts for the time being. Gonna max my super arms and rare owns for my snipers. Gonna work on physical beasts and its chips. Okay, so you're working on your range set first. Based on that, which you do have a 6 mil set. Nice. Honestly, my best advice to you, Armored, just right off the rip, is just get rid of all your Rally and Garrison hones. You have these 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have 4 hone slots right now being taken up by Rally or Garrison, which even if you are Rally or Garrisoning, that's fine, but they're not helping you in the field. So this may look like a 6.2 mil armament set, but because you have 3 red hones that are being taken up by stats that you can't actually use in the field, or you have 4 hones, sorry, that are being taken up, not used in the field, this is more like a 5.9 mil set, maybe a 6 mil set. So you're really just hurting yourself by doing that. Other than that, I mean, like, the stat focuses are good. Yeah, you're doing well on your parts. I guess my question is are you a Garrison main for the team that for BDM or whatever team you play in, Armored? Did you begin transcending Isabella? Yeah, I began transcending Isabella. Z, would you say Janet Isabella is better in field than any other pair with Janet? No. Because Janet needs to be with somebody that's going to proc all 5 things of her graffiti. So you need her to be paired with someone that's going to take advantage of that. So you need to pair her with Rick, Rubina, Felix. Those will be your 3 best to pair her with. Isabella only has a single skill damage hit, so it's very minimal. Let's say my squad A deals 1200 basic attack damage to the enemy during PvP. B deals 900 to the enemy during PvP. Now if I attack the same enemy with both my squads, total the basic attack damage should be 2100. I mean, that's kind of hard to say because there's always different factors that go into place. From like just from a very high level standpoint, yes, it should be 2100, but that 2100 number is going to fluctuate and change. Like the 1200 from squad A may go up or down, while at the same, like squad A's damage might go up while B's damage might go down. So yes, the cumulative like additive total of it should be 2100, but that number is going to fluctuate very often. We have a team with Speci. We're always in the same 8 players. We must be on a 7 or 8 win streak. Yeah, that's kind of how we are in FIB. That's sick, though. What do I have to do for the Monopoly event to gain so much materials like you? Who to contact? Which alliance to join? Just look for one of the top alliances that run a 4 to 6 pack plus requirement. And then you need to get gold dice in order to get the chest once you land on this part. And then once you do that, you're good. Just awaken Janet. Yeah, I would pair Janet with Felix, Rubina, or Rick. Any of the 3. Temporarily garrisoning hones are required. Okay. 1, garrisoning hones aren't required. But 2, the reason why I asked if you were garrisoning isn't actually because of the hones. It's because of your focus on your equipment. I noticed that on your ranged equipment, you have damage reduction, defense a lot. So defense, damage reduction, defense, damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction, defense. That's what I was wondering. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Even if you are a ranged Garrison player, skill damage scales so hard for ranged. Like ranged just does astronomically more damage than every other troop type. And I can show you that here. A T6 infantry's base attack is 208. A ranged base attack is 254. So their base attack on range is already 20% higher than infantry. Every attack percentage stat that you get on a hone, and your talents, anything like that at all, anything that's attack based or whatever have you, is going to be a multiplier of that base stat, right? Which is why you see this 749 green number here, is because if I go into my base and go to buffs, range squad attack is 295%, right? Remember that number, 295. If I take If I take 254 times 2.95, which is again 295% here, what you'll see is that, look at that, I have 749. So this green number is a multiplier. This is essentially your attack percent that you get from your stats, and it's a multiplier of the base attack. So for ranged, their best defense is actually how much damage they're dealing and their damage output. They survive because they kill their enemies faster. So when you build, and what you can see, the other part, is that their defense is 20% lower. So when you are taking your stats and you are hyper focusing on damage reduction and defense and such, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because for every point of attack that you take as opposed to defense, it's going to give you a 20% better benefit than the defense itself, because it's already starting 20% further and ahead from the base stat. So these defense hones, or these defense rolls, are essentially 20% less effective than if you were to just go attack. That's a lot of information to take in. But what I'm getting at is that scaling defense and damage reduction is really good on infantry, because infantry aren't meant to deal high damage. They're meant to just essentially absorb damage. And the best offense for infantry becomes you having, 55 to 60% skill damage, or damage reduction, sorry. Well, I'm trying to find one of my marches for recent, because I changed a lot of stuff. Damage reduction. So I have almost 60% now. So with infantry, it's not that you're trying to out damage your opponent, it's that you're mitigating so much damage that they actually end up dealing less damage than you, even though your damage output is low on infantry. Whereas with range, because your damage output is so high, you're going to take a lot of damage, but the whole idea is that you deal more damage to your opponent and faster than they're dealing damage to you. Oh, was I looking at the wrong side? Oh, it is, yeah, sorry. It's the same thing, though. You have defense, you have damage reduction and defense. And defense. So it's the same thing. Okay, no, hold on. I have to backtrack. What's best advice for having for rally and garrison? I was thinking overall most useful was the turret for rage. No. So best overall device for rally or garrison is the war drone, because of the defense cut, which obviously if you're on a rally, whether you're the tank rally or the flank rally, it doesn't matter. You're helping multiple rallies in AR, you're helping yourself in just IR or GW. When you're on garrison, you're cutting the defense of the tank rally or whatever rally is hitting you. So that one is great. Plus you have the basic attack damage reduction, which obviously cuts the damage that's being taken from 1, 2, 3 marches, whatever have you, it's hitting you, or in terms of rallies. And then increasing your total damage is also nice, because typically rallies and garrisons last a long time, so many times you will get below 50%, so that helps out a lot. Economically, the IE augmenter is really great as well for garrison or rallies, because you can get 33% attack out of just the skill effect plus the rare hone, and then also you get the skill damage from up here plus the 8%. You end up with 41% attack before any of these other hones take place. So you get 33% from here, 8% from here. It's 41% attack. It's just a very high damage output one. So this is typically best on rider or ranged rallies. For infantry, your next best one is probably, for any of them, the EM turret is probably going to be one of your next best ones. Garrison, the battle comms radar is amazing. Between the shield, the counterattack, and the HP, optic camo net is your next best because of the skill damage reduction in the HP. You don't really care about the skill effects or anything like that, but this just has a lot of survivability up top. Yeah, I mean, War Drone, IE Augmenter are your kind of core main go-to. War Drone is your best one. IE Augmenter is your next best. EM Turret is your next best on rallies, where Battle Comms Radar is your next best on Garrison. When flanked, I think people get a base reduction as well. I love damage reduction on squad equipment. Even 2% single equipment is an amazing additive because of tanking ranged squad attack or ranged squad defense. This is my understanding. Yeah, so there obviously is a benefit to being able to survive longer. My point is that with ranged march, so every march is different. With infantry, you just need to scale damage reduction, because you're never going to out damage a ranged march. You're never going to out damage or a ranged rally. You're never going to out damage a rider rally. But what you can do is you can make it to where they're dealing less damage than you are, and that's how you trade positive. Anals. Yeah, so, okay. Look at it from like this perspective, right? I'm blind. So let's say, for example, with infantry, you are dealing 1,000 damage, right? And this is you on Garrison. And a ranged rally that's hitting you is going to deal 2,500 damage, right? Now, let's say, for example, that you had the choice of being able to amplify your damage by 1.5 times, or dividing their damage by 1.5. Right? Now, this is going to be easier for infantry to get because, again, their defense stats are so much higher than their attack stats and such. So for you to get to that point, it's gonna take far less to get there. 208 versus 233, and you have 247 HP as well. So I already know the math, but we'll do it here. 1,000 times. Oops. 1,000. Oh. 1,000 times 1.5. So this becomes 1,500. Sorry, I had a message on Discord. 2,500 divided by 1.5. Oops. Now, if we were to do this, the difference here is 666, but the difference here is still 1,000. With infantry, it's far better to get your enemy to reduce their damage itself and bring them down to your level than it is to try to catch up, because your damage is so far lower to begin with. And that's the reason why this is like this. You can be like, oh, what if infantry has more damage, whatever have you? Yes, but the whole point is that range starts off far higher in terms of like their base damage scaling already, and all their damage scaling, that they're always going to be dealing far more damage than you are. So in order for you to try to play catch up, it's going to take you more than just this. So if you got the same percentage amount of stats for defense as opposed to attack, because they're so far ahead, it's going to be more beneficial to bring them down to your level, and it's going to cost you less than it is to try to play catch up and deal as much damage as ranged. That's kind of the whole point of this. Sorry, I was looking at the message again. It was a message that I had sent to somebody about merges and recruitment and stuff like that for future events, and they finally got back. They were away on holiday. That's my fault. I was reading Discord. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, Armored, I can show you multiple reports and stuff. We can go through that stuff together, but I'll show you what I mean with that. But even garrisoning at like the higher end level, like, dude, I can show you. I will garrison against like the top players in the game, like RRZ, one of the top players in the game. And I was testing a beast thing here. But if you don't know who RRZ is, this guy is as max as you can get for an account. 25 all around. His equipment's damage reduction all across the board. His hero armaments all red. He's got the new armament pieces completely done with double squad damage reduction and squad damage with 4 red squad damage reductions. If you look at the squad buffs, you can look at his range set, and his range squad damage is 39 plus 33. He's got 72% range squad damage reduction 41%. He's got 63% range squad damage reduction as well. I've played I'll garrison against the top people and hurt, just for the simple fact I'm trying to test something. I feel like this is the only way to test something. You can't take something, test it against someone in your own bracket and say, hey, this applies to everybody. You have to test it against everybody, from the worst players in the game to the best players in the game. But if I can garrison against the best player in the game, or one of the top 3 accounts in the game at the moment, and still trade 3 times better on beasts, then the math I'm figuring out behind closed doors is actually working. Is kind of the point I'm bringing you here. But what I'm getting at is that everything that I'm talking to you about in terms of like the stats and stuff isn't just tested versus somebody that's your own strength or your own caliber. It's testing against people that are far stronger than you and stuff. So we can go through your range sets together, but I can show you reports and show you the math behind why the best defense for range is actually their offense, and the best offense for infantry is actually their defense. O means that range should just focus on attack and range damage, while infantry... correct, Bed. But, there's a big but there. One of the main key factors here is that Armored is a Garrison player, and I'm a Garrison player, and I'm also a tank rally player, things like that. If you are a field player, it doesn't matter what troop type you are. If you are just a field player, your best stat to get is always attack and offense. There is no reason that you should be out in the field playing in murder balls, playing in swarms, that kind of a thing. And ideally and typically, anytime that you get focused, you're just marching back into the swarm anyways. But anytime that you are dealing damage and not being focused, shooting yourself in the foot by stacking high defense and damage reduction just nullifies the amount of damage output that you're going to have. If every time that your screen turns red, you're going to turn around and go back into the murder ball, so then you're not focused, then focusing on defense and defense or damage reduction hones is kind of useless at that point. So if you're strictly a field player, go full offensive. But if you are a Garrison player or a rally player, then there are other variables that come into place. Which, yes, for infantry, your best offense is defense, and for range, your best defense is offense, that kind of a thing. Yeah, I can review your range. It's totally fine. Check once my chat as well in game. Messaged you in game chat. Name War God. Yeah, I got you. One thing important I find is squad protection should be greater when facing range, because it kills 5% to 10% of the squad in one go with barrage fire. Yeah, so if you are a Garrison player, so here's my logic behind that, right? So the way that I'm building out my workshop right now is that I'm only focusing on protection. So I'm going to get this to 25, I'm going to get this to 25, and I'm going to get this to 25. And you can see that like my offensive ones are lower than these defensive ones. Now, what is the idea behind that? The way that firepower and protection work is different than lethality and block. With lethality and block, if your enemy has 800 block and you have 775 lethality, even though they have more block than you, you're still gaining bonus damage. Lethality, the higher damage dealt, period. When your lethality is greater, you get additional damage. But with Garage, it's a true false statement. In order for you to get bonus damage at all with Garage, you have to have the barrage fire effect. So for me, instead of trying to outspend my opponents in terms of resources and Garage parts and things like that, instead of trying to outperform them, all I need to do as Garrison is have enough protection to where I remove their barrage fire effect, and now neither of us have it. It's a true false statement. If you have the barrage fire effect, you get a damage bonus from Garage, and then the higher or the wider the gap is between your firepower and their protection, the more that damage bonus is. So it's a true false statement, and it's the only place where that happens. So for me, I'm just trying to make it to where they'd never have barrage fire. So I have 4,000 block, or 4,000 protection, but I only have 3,000 firepower at the moment. Okay, D3. Having 75% attack and only 30% defense on my superb set. Conversely, 900 block. Do I need to add more defense? I was thinking about just stacking lethality to 900 as well. I play all roles. Yeah, I would go 900 lethality, 100%. So I was talking about this before. You get attack from so many different sources. You get attack from your equipment. You get attack from your parts. You get attack from your equipment. You get attack from your parts. You get attack from your research trees. You get attack from your alliance tech. Warfare. You get attack from your alliance tech. You get attack from your hero skills, your hero talents, your hero skins, your march skins, your squad skins, your shelter skins, everything, right? There's so many places that you get attack from. Because armaments is the only place you can get lethality and block, I would focus those there. It doesn't matter whether you have, 1500 block and 500 lethality, whatever. Ideally for you as a ranged player, you want to have more lethality and block. But the most important part, more so than that, is to just get as much lethality and block from your armaments as possible, because that is your damage amplifier that you don't get anywhere else, and there's only one source for it. So my primary goal, if I was a ranged player, would be to get as much lethality and block on my armament set as possible. And then once I have all of that, optimally through that process, I would have more lethality than block. So for riders, it's a bit unique because yes, they are very balanced. For riders, it just simply becomes, are you a garrison player, are you a rally player, or are you a field player, primarily. If you are a garrison player, focus more on a balance. You can go 50-50. If you are a rally player, you should still focus some protection, because the difference between riders and infantry is that infantry has a lot of counter damage. The difference between riders and range is that range has a lot of AoE. So infantry and range have a lot of counter swarms to their rallies, where riders don't. So riders do need some protection there. So for riders, if you're going to be a rally player, you should still focus on a balance between the offense and the defense. Typically like a 60-40 where you're more offensive, because they do have very high offensive scaling heroes like Rubin and such. But you do need that protection, otherwise your rally just gets swarmed out. And that same thing goes for their garrisons. Now, if you're a rider in the field, that's when you can go like a 75-25 split and primarily focus on the offensive side of things, because typically you're going to be running like a hit and run or a flank march, that kind of a thing. Yeah, RRZ is crazy. Show the soldiers' weapons. You've now commented this like 2 or 3 times. What do you try? What are the weapons? You want like my refinery? This is my refinery. Damage and damage reduction, damage and damage reduction, damage and attack, or damage reduction, attack, and damage reduction and attack. So I have 17% attack, 16% damage reduction, 8% damage, 3% defense. If you're looking for my armaments, I have 50% defense, 40% attack, 1100 block, 250 lethality. 20% damage reduction, 14% damage, 24% HP. Yeah, 24% HP, 24% basic attack damage reduction, yada yada yada. It's just all damage reduction. No, I still have your chat, Manny. Don't worry. I'm going through these. About the hero legacy swap, should I use it on the TC hero or leader heroes, even though I'm not using them currently after I get my main squad heroes? In terms of like the hero legacy swap, I think that everybody should get Isabella and everybody should get Claude. They are just, it doesn't matter what troop type you are, they are just amazing support heroes that'll work behind any of your marches. Whether you're running 2 marches, 3 marches plus, doesn't really matter. Claude will fit in the mix, Isabella will fit in the mix. I think everybody should have them. What are the best packs to get a better workshop for a low to mid spender, leaning more on the low side? Just do District Showdown and join alliances where you have to get 3, 4, 5 packs or whatever have you. Let me pull up the screenshot on my phone. You guys can't see it, but I took a screenshot before the event happened. Before the event happened, I had 40,000 of the premium metal and I had 428 high carbon steel. Just from the event alone, I have gained 75,000 premium metal and 2,500 high carbon steel. And being in an alliance where I've had to purchase 4 packs. So it's very beneficial. I'm infantry, bro. Sorry, yes, sorry, D3. I know that you're infantry. Sorry, I got you confused with the other person I was talking to above about ranged, which may have been armored or somebody else. It's 7:37 in the morning. I'm not all there yet. For my best, it's to do Monopoly with an alliance. It takes 180 members to purchase 3. Yeah, Brox is correct. Do cross-breeding beasts work better? What the fuck does crossbreeding mean? Like, pairing beasts with, like, other beast element types? The element types don't really matter. The only thing that matters with beasts is that whatever support beast that you pick, their support active skill is going to proc off of what it tells you. So, like, Purple Pango procs on a critical hit. Kong support procs on a combo. Otachi support procs on a crit. Things like that. Whatever that procs off of, your primary beast should have that stat as its primary stat, so then your support beast is attacking as often as possible. Bro, I found 2 level 20 pieces for 1,000 each. I was only fast enough to get 1. Yeah, they're getting cheaper and cheaper, man. Like, I've seen videos of other content creators where they're still trying to sell pieces for, like, profits. They're trying to, like, flip for profits in the market, and it is no longer a market of being able to flip and make profit. You might be able to flip and make profit on 15% of the items that you buy, but it is no longer a market where you can buy an item, upgrade it, and then sell it for a profit. No, like, there's just not enough buyers anymore. What do you of trying to get major damage formula? I think the general damage formula. I mean, they already solved the damage formula in Rise of Kingdoms. I think even Mr. Brain brought out the damage formula in a video 2 years ago when me and him worked on it. The damage formula is the same across all these games. It's attack, defense, and HP will be your base stats, and then everything after that is a multiplier. It's a very easy formula to go through. If you want to see the formula in raw, there are people on the Rise of Kingdoms thread and Reddit threads that have the damage formula there, and you just switch out the names of their damage factors to the names of the damage factors on this game. But it's fairly straightforward. The damage formula is very easy to come up with. It's just that there's so many factors in it. There's all... Okay, let's backtrack to some of these other messages because I know I've already gotten some. For field fight, now focused on vehicle attack to 18. So for you want to get this to level 3 or tier 3 level 1, where these are already level 14 and 11. I would get this to tier 3 level 1 and get all 4 of these to tier 3 level 6, and then keep pushing these 2 up. That would be saying that you have rider, ranged infantry, and I'm assuming then that this is rider. Yeah, rider. Yep. Yeah, I would get all 4 of these to tier 3 level 6, and then get these to tier 3 level 16, then get these to tier 3 level 10. Now these new spenders are becoming ranged specialists with fast Sophie, hard to survive as infantry. I mean, it's always hard to survive as infantry. Like, when you even just look at the heroes that they release, you can tell that IGG aren't infantry biased. They're not fans of infantry. They're definitely fans of ranged. So it's already an uphill battle anyways. But you can still make it work. Your farming equipment focus all on gathering bonus, but not all sets have 3 gathering stats. I can only manage to find 2. I swapped one of them out actually recently. I swapped this one for double gathering speed plus bonus, but that was because it had the double gathering speed up top, where the other one that had 3 bonuses down below didn't. It didn't have those basic attributes. Yeah, gathering bonus is great, but having all gathering bonus also kind of requires you to have high gathering speed on your armaments. So, like, this is like an oil march for me, for example, right? And so I have 36% gathering speed and then 96% oil gathering speed. So this is like 130% gathering speed already. So gathering bonus is great if you have like armament sets that are already built out for gathering. So same thing here, food 97.5, 36% gathering speed, 37% gathering speed, 94% wood. So I already have a lot of gathering speed, and so because of that, then I can go here and focusing on gathering bonus. If you don't have a high gathering speed already in your armaments, then just go gathering speed in your refinery, and two-part pieces are totally fine as well. In fact, hold please. I have this one selling for 1,000, has 2. I can drop the price on that also. I don't really need gold from them. I just kind of listed them, and I threw like a bullshit price in there. I think my other 2-piece gathering bonus might have already sold as well. No, here's one as well. Like, I can list here. If you want to find one, here you go. I'll list this one for like 750. Well, actually, it doesn't even have the things up top here. I'll list this for like 650. Here you go. If you find this, congrats. This one has like 30% gathering speed on it. There you go. If you find it, you can have it. See you later. Need to talk about RR, what we do. The last raid was hard. What happened in Island Raid? What happened in Island Raid? What did we do in Island Raid? Who did we fight? I don't even remember who we fought in Island Raid. What happened in Island Raid? Is it this what happened in Island Raid? I don't remember. Oh, Crypt. That's right. Yeah. That was just, dude. Yeah, like, what are we gonna do when okay, that Island Raid, like, I don't know what to expect to have happen, because they have Crypt on one team, and then they have OXO with what's his nuts on the other team, and then both of them decided to ally, and then they wanted to ally us from the start. Like, it would have been super boring. So yeah, we just took the uphill battle and fought the two hardest teams, and obviously we weren't really planning on winning. There was no way to win against that. But if you want to go do Island Raid somewhere else, dude, I don't really care. It's just that I don't really have control of Island Raid when the two strongest teams decide to ally. I'm not going to ally the two strongest teams and have a boring Island Raid. I'd rather just sit solo and fight both of them to get a fight, so we can get the point rewards. I don't care for an easy one. We will be able to create damage/fight simulations and verify many aspects of the game. I can verify aspects. I've been verifying aspects of this game for the last 3 years. I've been playing for almost 1,200 days. I've validated everything that I've looked at. Everything that I talk about isn't me theory crafting. It's 3 years of playing the game and doing stuff as an analyst. About that Garrison report against RZ, your beast did more damage. Is it included in the top might? Yes, it is. The only reason why we traded as well as we did is because of the beasts. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what? Again, Rox, what do you want me to do against two 500 mil whales on the map with 5 marches on each of them that have 7 mil plus? Unless you have some kind of strategy to counterplay the two strongest alliances on the map allying with other allies as well, I don't really know what you expect. It's kind of the same thing if you play in any Apex bracket. If you ally a certain ally, you're on your helipad. If you ally the other alliance, you have an easy Island Raid. It's kind of the same thing across the board. I don't have any control of the two strongest alliances allying each other, brother. All I can control is us getting points. Yeah. We played. Yeah, no, we lost to Crypt and what's his nuts, Dutchman, an island raid, and then we came and fought Crypt and AR and won on an AR that we shouldn't have won. That AR was a 1v2 because gold was on their helipad, and we ended up winning. But again, like, that's just from the simple fact that we had like a lot more factors in place. But again, if the two strongest alliances in Island Raid ally each other, by far the strongest alliances, and we were the only other alliance that had any means of being able to garrison or play against them, we weren't going to win anyways. All we could do was get our points. You can get max point rewards or whatever for Island Raid and then get out. Question about attacking incoming rallies to help the tower. Sure, what's up? Without the battle events. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that AR was a lot of fun. That AR was an impossible one. Like, we should have lost that. But there were a lot of factors that fell into place into why we won that. But those same factors were not present in Island Raid. The difference was that in AR, we had allies in gold that could actually hold a garrison against them. We had allies in our legion that could actually hold a garrison against certain things. But in Island Raid, we were the only alliance on that board of 8 that could hold a garrison versus Crypt or Dutchman. There wasn't a single other alliance there that could. Yeah, what do we do? Again, like, same thing. Why were we on helipad day 1, Rox? Let me ask you that. Do you remember why we were on our helipad day 1? Do you remember the fact that Dutchman was top 5 people in War Meets War and Pirate King, even though they weren't tower fighting anybody because he random ported and was just controlling the field? We couldn't set a single rally on anything because Dutchman was just swarming everything. What were you expecting? If we can't build offensively because every single rally that we launch gets swarmed by OXO because they're not tower fighting anybody, nobody on the map is contesting OXO, so all of them are on our side of the map. We're 1v2 anyways. So how do we go offense on that? Honestly, I would love to know. Now, if, again, this, and I brought this up in Alliance chat many times, if our allies that were next to OXO had ever built up and actually tower fought OXO, that would be one thing. But they never did. Every single time that we went offensive or were playing defense, we always had OXO on our side of the map. The Bianca buff on Garrison depends on if Bianca is actually hitting the Garrison or not. It's going to prioritize hitting marches, but it's going to prioritize hitting your own marches first and foremost, and Garrison will be the least of the priority, so it just depends. Incoming rallies to help with the defense. I've been attacking them with Claude Bianca or Claude Lee to beep up the rally and buff the tower. In the reports, I'm not seeing the Bianca buff on the Garrison. Does that not work? So it can buff the tower. We've seen those reports. But again, it's likely buffing your other marches first and foremost, or other allied field marches as a priority to buffing the Garrison itself. During TC, would it is better to finish using training speedups on the 3rd day or save them for the last day of TC? There are people that have calculators on that. I'm not certain. I've heard it's like a mixture of both, but I'm not really one that tries to optimize TC too much. I've never really like focused that too hard. I'm kind of the wrong person to ask for that, Ahsoka. Sorry. But on the official Discord, there are spreadsheets that people have created to show you how many points you can gain if you do it in one versus the other. What white parts did you get first? Middle skill damage or attack defense HP? Attack defense HP. And then middle after the fact. If you have 3, I'll tell this to you like I tell everybody. If you have 3 or more marches in your set of 5 that are 1 troop type, focus on these stats first. If you're running 2-2-1, so 2 infantry, 2 ranged, 1 rider, or whatever have you, any combination of that, then you can get this first. But if you're running, like me, 3 infantry, 1 rider, 1 ranged, or if you're running 3 ranged, 1 infantry, 1 rider, focus on the white parts of the one that has the 3 marches first and foremost. Squad damage means all types of damage, right? Yes. No, you're good. Again, same exact thing, King Loop. If you have 3 marches that are rider first, focus on these first, then come back and get that. And yes, if you're ranged, typically it's best to get skill damage first. If you are infantry and garrison, squad damage reduction is best. If you are infantry and field, squad damage. If you're rider and field, squad damage. But if you're ranged, get skill damage first. Because so much of range damage output in their heroes and stuff is their skill damage. They typically have higher skill damage scaling. Yeah, man, like I said, like IR, I wish that IR would have been different. If we had one ally in Island Raid that had a pair of balls to hit OXO when we were on offense to keep them distracted so they wouldn't have to port to us, then I feel like Island Raid, like it would have been the same result, but we wouldn't have been helipadded day one. But when somebody from OXO, their Mega Whale, has twice the amount of points as Crypt, and they're not even tower fighting, like then that tells you what he's doing. He's literally controlling the whole field for Crypt's alliance, even though he's not in it, and he's not getting tower fought. He's just milking our rallies and stuff. Like what are you gonna do? I don't know. Like there's no strategy to play against that. That's just the 2 strongest players controlling any offense move we try to make. If you feel otherwise, bro, like I said, you are more than welcome to play somewhere else for Island Raid. I really do not care. It's not that, but you can't look at a shitty hand of cards being dealt and be like, oh, why did we not have the best hand? Because it was impossible. There's no plausible positive outcome that would have came from that because our allies decided to not help. I cannot do anything with the 2 strongest alliances legioning, and I cannot help the fact that our allies didn't want to do anything. That is outside of my control. Every tower trade that we took versus them in terms of our garrison traded positive. That's why they had such a hard time, even though they controlled the whole field. But we couldn't set up any offense. Because every rally we had just got swarmed down from a team that wasn't even there. What's up, Don? How's it going, buddy? Oh shit, one of my farmers stopped. 1 second, I have to turn it back on. Okay. Well, shit. Anything else? Good questions today, though. Still trying to figure out this beast shit. That beast damage is insane on the combo damage, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. DS has been a lot of fun. Got a lot of stuff out of it. As a low spender, I need to focus on one thing at a time. Should I focus on beast ships or hero armaments at this state of the game? I would still say hero armaments for sure. If you're a low to mid spender and you're a garrison or a rally player, then beast ships for sure. But I would get your armaments situated first and foremost. Wait until your main armament march is at least 4.5 mil to 5 mil, and then make the pivot at that point. Do beast ships. How do I manage auto farmers out in-game auto farmers? It's a secret. I'm a wizard. See? I'm a magician, Harry. I remember you mentioned that in Arena of Demons you removed all your armaments and still went against someone with similar power but who had significantly weaker beasts. I did. But there's a but factor to that. I did not remove Refinery. And my beasts aren't obtainable by a F2P player. Like it takes a lot to get to this state. It's not something that you're gonna like do overnight, especially on like the lower end. It's just that when you get to the point where you have put so much towards that, the results are fairly astronomical when fighting someone that hasn't. But to get to that point takes a lot. Yeah, armaments are definitely the main priority if you're on the lower end for sure. 100%. I think it should fire off another one. Oh, this one's coming back. This one will fire off again as well. But, yeah. District Showdown has been good. Who was it that said that? Yeah, Don Hoyt. Don? Yeah. District Showdown has been great. Yeah, Beast is the one thing that I've been pleasantly surprised with in terms of performance. I don't know what coming back. Yeah, like even this one, like I said, like fighting against top accounts, I knew for a fact I wasn't going to trade positive on this. I was pleasantly surprised that I traded almost 3-1 versus his Beast when he's a top account. That was a pleasant surprise. For sure. Also, Refinery, shall I focus to get range, rider, troop type of squad damage and damage reduction? Yes, damage and damage reduction in general are the strongest stats to get in general. But if you're not maining those, like I would do damage and damage reduction like on your main set, and then on your non-main sets, I would do like damage attack or damage reduction and defense if it's like a Garrison type thing. But typically if it's not your main set, you're not going to be using that for like Garrison or rallies, so I would just do damage plus attack on those, which I think is what I did on mine. Yeah, damage and attack. And damage and attack. Yeah. That's what I did on mine. And then just on my main one, I did damage and damage reduction. And attack, actually. So, yeah. Your main one, focus damage and damage reduction. Your other one, just damage and attack. Totally fine. Oops. Trying to build up these superb armaments eventually for this guy. Okay, nice. Glad we hit something there. Z, for equipment smelting, is it luck based? No, it's all absolutely luck based. Your best bet, honestly, with those things is to do incremental increases, because it sucks really bad if you could just get like a higher end piece and you try to upgrade it and it just goes up 0.1. Your best bet is to find things that are very large increases for dirt cheap, and then find incremental pieces between the value that you're at plus that one for dirt cheap as well. So if I was to give you an example, I have 45, 3,000. Hold on. Let me see if I have anything as an example I can use. 5462526. So, like, let's say for example, well, I'll just give an example. Let's say for example, I was trying to upgrade this, and a 5% damage reduction might run you, I don't know, 7,500 gold. Instead of just dumping the 7,500 gold into this and maybe getting a 0.1, I would get the 7,500 gold one and then try to find any pieces as dirt cheap as possible between 3.8 to 5% that I might be able to get a few increases as well. So maybe it goes from 3.8 to like 4.2 and then 4.4, and then I use the 5% one. Your biggest thing, honestly, is always just looking for as high of a stat as possible for as cheap as possible, and just do like the long game. Like, just save that very high end piece for when your stat is closer to it, like far closer to it. And instead of going from like 3.8 to 5%, maybe I use that 5% to smelt when I'm at like 4.6 or 4.7 or something like that. So it's like much more of a guarantee at that point. It is very expensive, yes. It's always going to be expensive. I don't know if I have any that I can just do as an example. Yeah, I don't think so. 4, 8, 4, 9, 4, 6. I can maybe do the 4, 6 one. Garrison player have a set of 5.5 mil. The only reason I can hold a Garrison against a much stronger opponent is because of the great difference. I have a 5-star chip on Penguin. Stop working my armament set for now and try to get OC chips. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Garrison and your Garrison is already 5.5 mil, then yeah, you could see a very high increase of performance output from that. I can give you an example. So here's one Garrison that we did against Chori and Red Mango. And you can see the beast damage difference. But if we were to go down to, let's go later in the Garrison where it's really been spooled up a bit. I'm sure that probably right about here. No. So, perfect. Boyd counterattack, 1,800 troops killed. Boyd basic attack, 1,700 troops killed. Sonic Pulse, 325 troops killed. Hammer Pangolin uses his main skill, triggers a counter critical hit, 41,000 troops killed. So 43,000 troops killed from beasts, 47,000 troops killed from beasts, and 3,900 or so from the hero. Let's find one that has a crazy high amount because of that. Probably the 79,000 one has a skill damage one in here as well. That's what I was looking for. Trying to show it compared to skill damage. Yeah, so Ethan, all shots fired rage skill, kills 30,000 troops. Pango counterattack kills 4,000. 30,000 from its skill, so 34,000. 7,000 from a combo, so now we're at 41,000. And then another one, so 4,700 or 4,600, 10,000, 11,000, 40,000, 44,000, is that right? 34, 40, yeah, like 45,000 troops killed from Pango. 45,000 troops from Pango, 30,000 troops from Ethan. So 1.5 times the amount of damage dealt from Pango in comparison to Ethan's skill damage. So yeah, beast differences make a huge difference in elongated fights. And that's the thing with OC chips, is that you need long fights because they're six piece pairing, or the 6-piece set on like water and stuff, is that every one stack of Frost Edge grants an additional 6.5% boost, and it can stack up to 12 times. With grass, it's 20 times. With fire, I think it's like 15 times or 17 times or something like that. So you need to stack these to maximize the damage, but then it increases this damage as well. If you ever need someone to read a combat log, man, just send it to me. I live in the combat logs. Let me see, is there another... Did both of these rallies cancel quick? No, this one lasted a bit longer after the fact. And I think his beasts were stronger too. I think his were just dealing a lot of damage because the other one, we were fighting the other rally for the majority of it. So you can kind of tell when it starts getting focused here because he starts taking a ton of damage. Yeah, 44,000, 33,000, 52,000. Same thing there. I'm trying to find another one. Oh god, that one's... Like, would you just have a absolute guaranteed difference between beasts like this? Oh, I can't even see it now. Fuck. I was gonna say, the actual, like, damage that it does... Oh, like, here's versus Panda. It's absolutely ridiculous, like, how much damage it actually does. Actually, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised on this one because it was 93 mil to 36 mil. So we were taking a lot of damage from his heroes and stuff, but we were dealing a lot of damage because of beasts. Yeah, the only reason why we're getting any damage output out is because he doesn't have the same damage reduction on his beasts that he has in his heroes invested. But yeah, that's it, is that beasts are kind of supplementing for the loss in the troop side. Yeah. Anyways, Z, I'm scared for the future TC because of recent heroic events. We'll get more cores for S tier heroes, be much tougher. Oh yeah, absolutely. I brought that up. That was one thing that I didn't really see much people talking about. Everybody loves the heroic event, but you just gave untranscended Cedrics, Ethans, Bards, Chaseys, Ricks, Boyds, Stellas. You just gave all these untranscended heroes to people that didn't even have them awakened to begin with. And so now that people have these fully awakened non-transcended heroes, TC competition for cores just got a lot more competitive. Maybe not as competitive for like first and second and stuff. Those are still always going to be kind of the same people, the people that spend. But your people that are ranked like 25 to like 10 got 10 times more competitive. Absolutely. That's a good call out. I've been thinking the same thing. Three days ago to Sakipan. Who the hell is Sakipan? What the fuck is this? I don't even know what channel this is. What is this? I got like gifted a sub for a what is this? A Twitch channel I'm not even following. That's so odd. Okay. But yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Happy to do any other last minute questions before I head out of here. Kind of a quicker one today, but there's not any events or anything like that going on, so kind of just wanted to jump on and chit chat. Partial hearts, oh no. Give it another quick minute or so for anyone to type in any last minute questions. Yeah, quicker. Only like 2 hours today on the streams between this and the last one, but currently I have 4 OC chips, and I will get the other 2 soon. Once I have them, should I move the 5-star chip from my main beast to the second beast? Yes. And then put the 0-star OC chips from the main beast, or should I put the OC chips in the second beast? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, put the 0-star OC chips in your support beast, and do that until they're about 3-star. Once they're at that 3-star mark, then swap them over to your main beast. Because your main beast will still get the benefit of those passives, the 4-star and, or sorry, the 4-piece and the 6-piece bonuses. Oops. They're still always going to get these set bonuses and stuff like that. But instead, they're not going to get it like... That's the thing, is that those passives and stuff, those effects, aren't going to apply at 75%. It's the stats themselves that you inherit that are. So if you were to put the OC chips on your main beast, you would still get the same 4-piece and 6-piece bonus, or this, yeah, like this, the set effects. But then the actual core stats themselves would be far less. So I would do your 5-star pieces on your main beast first, so you can maximize. So you can maximize the actual basic attributes that you get instead of cutting this by, or cutting 25% of this out. Just do that on your main beast anyways, since they're going to always get this on support. Then once these other pieces cross to like 3-star mark, then move that up to your main beast. Good question. Yeah, OC chips on your support to their 3-star, then move those to your main. What's up, Nelak? How's it going? Z, what is your opinion on Rick? I try him in Garrison with Chase, even I don't have fully awakened super weapon. Just awakened his 2 super weapon skills, but he works so good. Yeah, so I haven't really seen much done with Rick, because I'm not a rider main, but in this last off limits, I guess it is, we had Nikhil Garrison, who does have Rick and Chasey and a 7mm set, and dear God have mercy, that is crazy how good it actually does. What was the other one that he garrisoned on? Oh, I might not have the other report. I might only have the one. Yeah, I only have the one. There was one other report too, but I think I was on the other side of the map. Yeah, it's crazy how good Rick and Chasey is. I think Rick's really good. I think Rick's really good for Garrison. I think that Rick does really well with Chasey for single target Garrison or single rally Garrisons. Multi-rally Garrisons, he doesn't really solve the problem that they have of like dealing a lot of damage to the second and third rally, but it's still a really good Garrison pair. Like Chasey definitely needed a good Garrison hero to pair with, and Rick is definitely that. Is Rick better than Chasey in field, or is Chasey best? Rick is definitely better in field if you have Rick and Janet. Rick and Janet is really good. Yeah. Rick and Janet is really good. Chasey and Chasey and Rick is still pretty good. Chasey and Felix is still pretty good. I don't know. I feel like Rick in general just does really, really good in field, especially when you have the graffiti side of things being able to proc, because you can't use the graffiti buff from Janet on Chasey in the field, but you can for Rick. So if you do have Janet, Rick and Janet is better. If you don't have Janet, then Chasey typically does really well. So. Last question. Do I get the OC chips for physical beasts, or do I get it for fire beasts since I run Sabretooth with the Pango? I would do the physical one first, because of the high skill damage, the physical damage reduction, stuff like that when garrisoned. Same thing here. There's like just a very high flat bonus damage that you get for the 4-piece and the 6-piece that requires you to be rally or garrisoned. And so if you are a rally or garrison player, I would go for that, because the high flat bonus is really strong. And if you're getting OC for other beasts, like non-physical, so your water, your fire, things like that, a lot of the bonuses are percentage based. So on chance you get a bonus, on chance you get a bonus, whatever have you. Whereas with the physical beast, you have the chance bonuses as well, but you also have flat bonuses that you get, which are up 100% of the time, which is really nice. Will Marco be used for a long time? Absolutely. 47% HP cut is still insane. Is he worth getting for everybody? Absolutely not, because he's still very expensive to get. But if you can afford to get Marco, I would, just because the HP cut is huge. Janet and Felix? Yeah, Janet and Felix is still great, because Felix still has the ability to proc all 5 of Janet's graffiti skill. That's the big thing with Janet, is that you need to pair her with someone that's going to get all 5 procs off. So your Rubinas, your Ricks, your Felixes, Elena can even do it, that kind of a thing. Or do I put a purple Pango and make the OC chip to physical? I would do OC chips to physical and run a purple Pango support. I would run a gold Pango and purple Pango, get the OC chips for Pango, put it on the purple Pango. Once you have the OC chips maxed, then you can decide whether you're going to run still double Pango, or if you're going to move the full OC chipset to the gold Pango and then run Saber's support again. But double Pango works great, and it gives you the opportunity to flex that OC chipset. Yeah, Rick Chasey is my favorite rider or favorite rider marsh for sure. At how many stars do you think the OC chip 6-piece array really kicks in? It's not really so much about the 6-piece itself. It's more dependent on the 4-piece. So on my Otachi, for example, I was running this right here. This is what I was running and have been running. But because my 4-piece is now at least at 3 stars, which now 4 stars, so I have a 70% chance to get Frost Edge and Corrosion, an additional 30% chance. Because I have a very high chance to get the OC or the Frost Edge stacks themselves, I'm happy to take the lower basic attribute stacks, because then with the 6-piece, it's dependent on how many Frost Edge stacks you have. So even though I'm only at 1 star and it's only 29%, because I can get 12 stacks of Frost Edge really quick and really easy, I can still get 72.5% bonus to this, which ends up being far better than just the 2-piece bonus from this here, the non-OC. So it's not so much about the 6-piece, it's about if you have at least 4-piece OC 3-star, then go for the 6-piece at that point. But your main focus should be get 4-piece OC 3-star, and then get the 2 additional OCs to get the 6-piece. I have 5525 on Felix. I don't use Felix or Elena on the field, personally. But Felix Daryl works well simply because of the fact that Daryl has AoE and Felix stacks a passive flat damage bonus. So that flat damage bonus does help Daryl's skill damage by quite a bit. That's why that works well. But I don't use any of those. I only have one rider march that I run, and I run Rick and Chasey on it. I maxed Marco in that event back in the day. Expensive but worth it to have it now. Yeah, it's true. It was worth it if it was in your budget. It wasn't worth it for everybody to chase, because there were people that were like, oh, should I get Marco? Should I get Marco? And they had like a Dut, not even awakened. Miyamoto wasn't even obtained yet. There was no Eileen in the game. So it's like, dude, you don't have anybody to pair Marco with. Like, build your base set first. If you could do the event and like you had the ability to spend to get the hero fragments for cheap, yes. Totally fine. That makes so much sense. But I'm talking to people that were wanting to exchange 2 fragments for 1 that had no other infantry to pair him with. I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Yeah, sure. Go for it. I'm always willing to look at Rick and Chasey reports, Mo. If you fight against a rider main on field, which rider hero have to die first? Anybody that doesn't have Daryl or Elena. A lot of people run Daryl and Elena because they both have high... They're the only rider heroes that have defense as a stat. So, defense 24% on Daryl. Defense 30% on Elena, so 54% defense. No other rider hero has defense. So they're the slowest march to die. So any other rider march besides them is who I target. I don't understand English very well. You must use a language translator to watch it again, so I missed the QA. Yeah, so YouTube does not have a live translator. What you can do is after this video is posted, within 24 hours, there will be closed captions and you can translate this video to any other language. So you just have to watch the video back. I got Felix for free. I'm not going to waste fragments on rioters. Yeah. No reason to. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Yeah, Felix Chasey's insane, man. Rick Chasey, sorry. Rick Chasey Garrison is crazy, is what I meant. Squad damage reduction, nice. Good hones. This is solid. What's your total buffs here? Oh, I can't. It's expired. Nice. Nice. I would get these up, brother. I would get these up to at least level 6. You could get all these up to level 6, and the cost it would take you to get this to level 20, or close to. And you would get so much more firepower and protection out of it. But other than that, yeah, it looks good. Oh, you even got the basic attack damage to scale with Chasey. Nice. Damage reduction. Nice, and a triple piece. Looks good, man. That's sick. Hell yeah. With Claude available, I don't think so Marco's worth it right now unless you're a whale. That's what I mean. Unless you have no reason to get anybody else. Like if you already have Claude done. Like if you did the hero exchange and you got Claude. You did the hero exchange, you got Isabella. And you're an infantry player running 3 or more marches. And you already have Miyamoto done. You have Eileen done. Yeah, I would probably go for Marco at that point. But on the flip side of things, we're about to get a new infantry hero as well in 2 weeks. So wait till after that first. Yeah, wait till after that. I can get 2 more OCs if I take first place here. And I just need to use both of them on this piece. Put it at 3.5 stars. Yeah, we'll be good there. A month for the new hero. Oh, yeah, there you go. A month. Sorry. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. Honestly, it shouldn't even be a fucking month. It should be like 9 months at least. Like we need at least a 6-month breather for new heroes. Give me 6 to 12 months with no heroes in the game, or no new heroes in the game, so people can play catch up, please. That's my personal hot take on that. Cool. Any other last minute questions or anything at all before I head out of here? Appreciate all the questions and everything, by the way, guys. I'm not trying to rush you guys off. It's just, it's now 8:30 a.m. So little one should be getting up soon. So I just got to get ready to make her some breakfast and stuff. But I don't want to miss any questions. The way things are going, I think the new infantry heroes will be great for both field and TC. Yeah, I mean, it seems like every TC when they release new hero, the roulette hero is field based, so that'll be nice. Infantry definitely need that. And I'm about 80% confident the new TC hero will be a rally hero also. So, which would be good. It'll be nice to maybe have someone to supplement with Stella, or even to replace Stella with at this point. And if the OC chips wouldn't be that expensive, I'm close to 4-piece array with 3 stars. Actually close to 6-piece array with 3 stars, but at least I finished the finishing event today and got the Stingray skin. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Is there anything to benefit from doing the fishing event? I'm asking as somebody that actually has not played this event one time. Actually, I think I played the fishing thing one time when it very first came out, but I don't even know what you get from this event. I don't know like what the rewards are. I've never played this event. I played it one time. Yeah, I played it one time. Is there anything like really beneficial to do this? Other than the Stingray, I guess? No problem, D3, man. No problem, buddy. Happy to be here. I wasn't really doing anything. I couldn't sleep either, so I was just like, I'll just jump on. I'm doing the DS event. I told White I was going to review his account anyway, so I was like, maybe I'll jump on the stream for a couple hours so a little mix up. Yo, what's up? In your face. What up, what up, what up? Unlock the wheel? What the fuck is the wheel? This? Reach a total of level 30 for all fishing gear during this event to unlock? How the fuck do you do that? This? You get gold beast boxes and purple chips at very low cost. You get a little fishing tool on the left hand side. I'm assuming you mean the right hand side, right? Yeah, no worries at all, Med Talk. Appreciate that. After level 30. Some armaments in the fishing wheel. I see. Are there superb armaments in the fishing wheel? And for the beast pods, do they give you the rare beast pods or do they only give you the normal ones? Do they give you the beast fragment choice pods or do they give you the secret fragment beast or secret beast fragment choice pods? What's up, Prince? How's it going, buddy? Upgrade the rod and stuff each level 10 title treasury will unlock. Okay. Okay. Let me back this up real quick because I think there's no superbs. Okay. So that kind of sucks. But does it at least have these beast fragments or is it these ones? You guys are teaching me something, so. Random rare beast box. Oh, I see. Oh. Oh, okay. Normal and red armaments. I'm hearing a lot of mixed responses here. Skill transcended for Felix. Give me one sec. I think it was skill 1. Yeah, so skill 1 because it increases your chance to deal 1 additional basic attack by 50% more. And then yeah, you really only need skill 1. After that, it doesn't really matter. Any of the other skills you can pick based on what you feel is nice. But yeah, skill 1 makes it to where you get that bonus. It gets a 50% higher chance to proc that bonus. It has superb armaments, but only normal rare beast pods. Ah, okay. Yeah, thanks D3, appreciate it, man. Because I've never done the event. I talked to a few people that did it initially, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's not really worth it. But maybe that's just because the things that it does offer they already have maxed out. For me, I just need a lot of these because I got my jelly where I want it. I could get this to 12. I could get this to 12 and take the bonus corrosion damage by 6% more, but that seems very minuscule. What I am trying to do is try to get Gaia Deer all the way up, and then get an OC chipset for Gaia, 6-piece, even just 0 or 1 stars. I've seen it do wonders on Garrison. Ready for new entry heroes. Fuck no. Fuck no. And if IGG is listening, fuck you as well. Stop releasing so much shit so fast for no reason. Like, can we have a few months of the heroes that we've already been, like, getting and all this shit first? No, I mean... Where am I at? I only have, like, 432 of these. But I maxed out Isabella. Like, what did I do recently? I got Ethan to 3 Transcended. I got Isabella to full. What else did I do recently? I think those were kind of the main ones I focused on. I don't really know if I focused on any others. I can't recall. Honestly, biggest focuses right now for me are beasts and getting the Miyamoto skin. I'm making progress. I gotta get to 10,000. I'm getting there. Superb armaments and rare beasts. Okay, I'm hearing a hell of a lot of mixed responses. I love Isabella. One of my favorite hero releases thus far. Where's my Discord channel link? Yeah, here, I got you. 1 second. Hopefully I don't shut off the stream again. Invite people. Copy link. Bangers. There you go. Yeah, no, we need a 6 to 9 month pause on new heroes for sure. Oh, you got it. Okay, nice. Well, it's there anyways if you need it. Dropped him in general chat. Let's take a gander at this, shall we? Here I can switch this so you can see it too. I mean, you guys have already all seen this, so. Okay, so there are. Oh, it says normal. I mean, that's not bad. You get the garage stuff plus the superbs. I feel like vest is like the hardest superb to come by, so that's actually kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, the materials and the purple hones are nice. Yeah, so there's some good things in here for sure. Thanks, D3. Appreciate it, buddy. Oh my god, yeah, I just realized that it is a spin-based system. Jesus Christ, man. Everything in this game is so fucking roulette-based. That's so dumb. So dumb. I also feel like IGG missed the option to balance already existing heroes. Yeah, see, I thought that they were going to... So, when we had the developer feedback that came out, where they basically said they were going to, like, slow down releasing new content and really focus on improving the current factors and state of the game and stuff. At the time, they had released the Miyamoto skin recently and that kind of a thing, and the Louis skin. So I thought that what they would end up doing is they would stop releasing new heroes, or at least slow down. We certainly could do with more leader heroes, like the Claude release was fine, the Isabella release is fine, because we don't really have many in that leader section, even though leader armaments have been out for a long time. Like, what were you going to use leader armaments on? Bianca, Victor, and Master Jin. So I'm okay with those two heroes being released because leader was so far behind. But I thought that they would continue to release hero skins that would then take previous heroes and, like, bring them up to maybe not dominant in the new meta, but at least make it to where they would be better support heroes. Like, how cool would it be, just thinking out loud, how cool would it be if Thunder was on Garrison again, and he had such high damage reduction like he does, but then instead of just doing an AoE that only dealt damage reduction, it had an AoE that dealt damage plus damage reduction? I feel like things like that would be really cool. You know what I mean? Like, just take existing heroes and give them new, like a breath of life, breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll do the fishing thing. I'll definitely look into that. It's good to know. There's a day and 8 hours left. Yeah, I might take a chance and do it. Maybe I'll just wait till next time, though. So does Rick work in field without transcending? Yeah, he's totally fine in the field without transcending. It's just that, like I said, like, he really only need his first skill transcended. And that's just because you make it go from 20% chance to deal an additional basic attack to 30, which is, again, a 50% increase. That's a huge difference. Other than that, you're just kind of increasing the damage. In this case here, you're just getting a little bit of attack, a little bit more damage as well. Same thing here, a little bit more damage reduction. Like, it's very minuscule, but everything works in the field. It's just that 50% increase in his actual toolkit proccing is a huge increase. So can you use him in field without transcending? Yes. But if you transcend his first skill, it just makes it much, much better. Kind of like with Isabella. You can use Isabella as a support in the field without transcending. It's just that if you transcend her first skill, she goes from debuffing 3 marches to 5 marches. So it makes it much more effective, right? So, yeah, that kind of a thing. What's up, Hot Guy? How's it going, buddy? The problem with those releases is everything needs to be transcended. Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, Claude doesn't have a weapon, so he doesn't need to be transcended. Isabella, you also don't need to have transcended. Again, you get like a 60% increase in effectiveness going from 3 marches debuffed to 5 with Isabella, but still, same thing. You can still use her for 3. I mean, Sophie, for example, debuffs 3 marches with a 20% skill damage increase. So Isabella debuffing 3 marches with a 15% flat damage increase is just as effective or similar. So, yeah, you could absolutely use Isabella in the field without transcending her. Fishing event doesn't take a long time to do a lot unless you spend. Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't matter. I'll just passively do it. I remember the one time I did it, I thought it was pretty chill, but it was more to just see like what the event was and like how it operated. And then I was like, it's just another mini game. Give existing heroes a breath of fresh air of life is a great idea. Thunder's a perfect example. That's what I'm saying. Like Thunder was meta on Garrison, and Thunder could still be meta on Garrison with how high of like damage reduction and stuff like that he has. It's just that like his heal isn't comparable to like how much damage output and stuff like that people have. His damage debuffs are great, especially because they're flat damage debuffs. But he has to have more in his kit. Like give him some oomph. You know, bring him to life a bit. Put a steroid shot in his arm. And put him back in lineup. Are you working on leader armaments too? No. I got some of the pieces without really like chasing them. Like I wasn't really going for them. But I don't know. I'm not building a leader set. I was kind of just like passively putting him in with Victor. Like when I would occasionally just get him from like the draws and stuff. And then I was just using like blue hones. Like the blue honing chips to then just like get some of these hones. But I've never like actually like invested into it. It's kind of just more like my farming marches have already been built out with, 130% gathering speed. And I have all these blue hones to use, but I don't really have any heroes to use it out on. Like let's just throw them at a leader set because I have those pieces unhoned. If you only have one set of leader armaments and had to choose between Isabella or Claude, what would be your plan? I would put it on Claude. I mean, you don't even need a leader armament set to get Claude or Isabella. If you had to choose between Isabella or Claude, it would just depend on what you need. Claude would give better debuffs, but Isabella actually has damage output. So does your 5 March setup need more damage output, which Isabella offers? Or does it just need, or do you already have really good damage output, you just need more ways to deal more damage for all your marches and buff them and stuff through Claude? It really depends on what you need. It's kind of apples to oranges when comparing the two. What's up, Varun? How's it going? I'm doing good, man. Hope you are too. Thunder's my boy. Dude, so was mine, man. I loved Thunder back in the day. Thunder... When everybody was running Thunder Louis Garrisons, that shit was fun. Yeah, Thunder Riven was actually a lot of fun as well. Liking the conversion tool from Chronicles. Yeah. That would be this stuff, right? Yeah, I have. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. Little bit of goop. You watch the Burnt Peanut, you know what I'm talking about. Fucking love Burnt Peanut, man. That guy's my favorite streamer right now by far. I stay up all night watching that guy. Like every night. Little bit of goop. Oh, goop, goop, goop. I fucking love that guy. He's so funny. Oh, my back. Even now, in off limits or Pompeii, where deaths are irrelevant, Thunder Tom has been holding long rallies during those times. That is weird to think about. I mean, it is flat damage reduction, so it makes sense, but yeah, you kind of lose out on a lot of the basic stats, like the HP. And then, fuck, it seems like everybody has like 40% or higher attack or defense as well in their kit, 30% or higher HP or higher in their kit. I don't know, maybe I'm just in a... I don't know, man. In my brackets, I wouldn't even try. But I could see it. If I was in something like that, I'd probably be using Claude on Garrison personally. I'd probably just run like Boyd Claude at that point. Yeah, the Chronicles part is pretty sick. That was a decent addition as well. One of the more decent things that they've done for sure. I'm kind of unlucky as shit in mine though. Like I didn't get anything for infantry attack. I'm gonna wait till I have a lot more of those. And off limits, Thunder holds really well. I could see it. I don't know. I kind of use my trusty go-tos and off limits. I should have done Boyd and Ribbon today, honestly, but it probably wasn't too much to do on the map. We were just holding all four corners. There wasn't really much to do. And then I mean, fuck, man, the kills Rider Garrison is disgusting now as well. Can I send you an arena port? Yeah, that's fine. By all means. Does Claude HP debuff work in Garrison and Rally? Should. Unless I'm... Yeah, after using a rage skill. Yeah, so it should work in Garrison or... well, actually, I use Claude and Rally, so I know it works in Rallies. What I'm saying is that it should work in Garrison. I rally with Claude, yes. Here's one of the better ones. Was OXO. Yeah, I use Claude and Rallies. Is there any leaks on the new infantry heroes? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything yet. Yo, Varun, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Certainly did not need to do that, but thank you. You always come in clutch, Varun. I appreciate you. Yeah, once you max the boost by the end of the next year, you'll probably just get a ton of free frags and purple chips from Chronicles. That'd be kind of sick. Boyd Ribbon is still amazing, though it's hard. So it's hard to pick Thunder by comparison. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, Boyd Ribbon is still the single-handed best single rally Garrison in the game for infantry, at least. And then, I mean, depending on your setup, Boyd Ethan, it's definitely better than Boyd Stella. Or can be, depends on the swarm and what bracket you're in. But Boyd Stella or Boyd Ethan, multi-rallying swarms. Boyd Ribbon is terrible against swarms, but single rally Garrisons, Boyd Ribbon can't be beat right now. Weren't from Terms video. Oh yeah, I like Terms as well, dude. Terms is really cool. I'm really good friends with him. I like Terms' content a lot because he does like strictly like war videos, which again, like when you're doing nothing but making guides to this video, it's kind of nice to watch content that isn't the same thing. I don't know, I drool at my keyboard when I watch guide videos because it's just like I feel like I'm doing the exact same, or I'm watching the same thing that I made in terms of like content type. So I like watching more videos. That's why when Armored makes those drama videos, I'm always laughing. That guy's just hilarious. Would you garrison with Claude or keep him in the field? I mean, I personally probably wouldn't garrison with Claude, like, as a first pick. I'm just saying that, like, he could work really well in Garrison as well. An HP cut, like, dude, if you are stacked on Garrison with, like, damage reduction and stuff like that, and Claude is going to give you a 20% skill damage reduction, increase your damage, or reduce the damage that you're taking, so a 35% damage reduction pretty much, cutting HP and stuff like that. Like, this just makes it to where this makes it with Claude on Garrison, what you're doing is that you're looking to swarm the rally down or play through counter rallies. Claude on Garrison would allow you to swarm rallies much easier because of the HP cut, the damage reduction and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, when you take skill damage, you get a shield. That obviously pairs well with Void between his reflect and the shield health. Yeah, the damage reduction makes it to where your shield would last longer and stuff. Like, yeah, there's definitely variables that would make it plausible, but there's just better options. I'm thinking if to spend some gold on that Rubina event to just get those beast frags in the shop. That's probably what I would do. I did that. I got the OC chips, the secret beast frags. That's the only things I got from mine. Terms also acknowledges his followers. I really like it when Terms is crazy. Yeah, Terms is funny. I'm actually a mod in Terms as on Terms' YouTube channel for his streams and stuff. I want to stand skin that turns into a Garrison Juggernaut. That would be sick. I think it would be freaking hilarious to have what's her name? The granny. It'd be so funny to have Michelle just be this absolute monster of a character. I remember back in the day, John Sunderland. Was it John? Yeah, John was the counter to Thunder because of the healing reduction that kept Thunder Garrison so healthy. One of the rallies on the tower would be a John Sunderland rally to reduce the healing effect. Fun fact from like 2.5 years ago. Armored videos are fun to watch, or just like how he commentates. I know, dude, the way that guy's like, if someone's base is getting burnt, he always talks about like burnt chicken. He's always like, oh, I can smell the burnt chicken from your base. Like, just the stupid shit that he says and comes up with is so funny. Yeah, I had to correct God on one of his videos, actually. I think it was yesterday I commented on it. Like, one of his recent videos is like him trying to say that you can like flip items in the auction house for profit, and 90% of the time that's not the case anymore. You might be able to find the far and few items between, but you're not going to buy an item for dirt cheap, buy upgrades for it for dirt cheap, and then try to flip a profit. Like, everybody that would buy those items, like the items that are built out, have already bought their pieces. Like, he was saying like, oh, I'm going to sell this item that I bought or whatever, or spent like 3,000 gold on. I'm going to sell it for 8,000. And I pulled up the auction house at the same time, and it wasn't going to sell for more than 3,000 gold. And I'm like, dude, you can't like just outright lie to your viewers and be like, oh, I think this item should go for 9,000 gold. That was his rationale behind it. I think this item should go for 9,000 gold. I'm like, dude, just because you think an item is worth something doesn't mean it's worth something. It's a market. Your item is worth what people are willing to pay, and I can see the exact same item right here for 3,000 gold, and it's been listed for over 24 hours, so it's not selling. So it's even less than that. But I don't know. Charmander, some good tips. Big Z has some of the best breakdowns. Mrs. Dude, glad he's back. I appreciate you. Yeah, I like Charmander stuff too. Charmander does... Me and Charmander are very similar in our breakdowns. He messages me a lot to get information on some of the stuff that he's looking at. And I'm always happy to give that, like I'm giving to you guys, obviously. But he does it a lot more at a surface level. Like, the way that Charmander breaks things down is that his is a lot more like new or entry level gamer friendly. Like, his videos are like good breakdowns, but they're not so complex that you scare off like the new players. My content is mostly for those players that are typically already well built out and just want to optimize what they have, like making sure that, hey, if I'm going to spend my resources, my time on this, what's the best way that I should do it? I already understand some of the basic mechanics of the game, you know, like how do I use that to my advantage? It's a lot more in depth, but it's definitely like my content is definitely not more new user friendly. It can it can definitely scare some people off if you're brand new to the game. Yeah, Black Dragon Studios is God. Yeah. Burnt chicken. I know, but I'm telling, like, that's just the thing that always pop every single, like, I just remember for like 4 videos straight, I remember watching Armored, or maybe it was like a live stream. He was live streaming an AR. Like, this is what comes to my head. I remember him live streaming an AR, and he was like watching somebody about to get burnt, and he was talking about like you could smell the burning chicken from the base because the person's I don't know why that it's always stuck in my head. Maybe it's the way he said it, but it's just like the stuff that Armored says just sticks. Like, he's so funny, just naturally funny, and he doesn't have to try to be funny. And it's something that, like, when you're playing a game that's already frustrating, you're frustrated at the developers, you're frustrated at like the I guess like the direction of the game and stuff like that. It's nice to have a refreshing angle that is very like lighthearted and just, I don't know, bring some positivity back to it. Kind of similar like High Guy's stuff, for example. Like, a lot of High Guy's material is just very like, he obviously like points out like what's wrong with the game, because there is a lot wrong, but he still tries to be very upbeat and positive for the small spenders and the free-to-play players and stuff. Like, he tries to make it, it's like, in the midst of all this negative shit, and we're going to call out the negative shit, here's how you can turn a negative into a positive, or try to better your experience. It's like, I like aspects like that in the community. Like, Armored does it different terms. He just outright just spectates every fighting event and stuff like that, which is cool, because I can fight in an event and have his stream on my other screen and be watching one of the top G brackets, which is fun to watch. Yeah, I feel like everybody brings something different to the table, which is cool. Charmander's good, but sometimes he can get misled by some things he's saying. Yes, which is also why I've corrected him on a lot of his videos. Like, if you go to the comments on his guides, you'll probably see comments by me to correct him on things. There are definitely certain things that Charmander talks about that I feel like he doesn't have the full understanding of. He might understand that something is happening, but he may not understand why it's happening. And I don't know, for me that strikes a different chord, because as like, I guess just whether it be like the way that my brain thinks, or the way I am as a person, or the fact that like I'm an analyst, I can't put information out to you guys, make a video, make a guide, do a stream, talk about something, unless I have the formulas, the data, and the proof to back it up. I'll never make a claim about something unless I have information and data to back it up. Where for others, I've seen this happen with a few people, it's very easy for them to make a claim on something and not have the information to back it up. They can say, oh, this is the best thing to get, but there's no why behind it. And if I ask why, they hesitate or don't really have a good answer as to why. And I'm not talking about like videos. Like, this happens on the official Discord all the time with people like Skynet and some of these other people. They'll sit there and they sound very educated, and they'll use big words to sound educated. But then when you ask them to break something down or explain why something is some way, it's very hard for them to back it up. And then I'm like, okay, how are you educating somebody on something that you're not really an expert on to begin with? I don't know. A lot of it's just thumbs down. Charmander stuff is lines betrayed in AR. I think that, I don't know. I think that such is life, that it's like, I'm not somebody that holds a grudge against anybody. Like, if you do me wrong, okay. I'm not going to take it like personal. Like, anybody can be having a bad day. Anybody can be just having an off week. Something could have happened. I don't know. I'm not in your shoes. I'm not you. I'm not going to take something that you did and turn it personal and then just go on a personal vendetta attack about it, because now how does, like, that I feel like at that point you're just stooping to the same level of low that you experienced. It's kind of just like, you don't fight a shitty situation by creating a shitty situation as well. I don't know. Like, I don't know. To me, man, like, there's so much negativity in life anyways, and life is already hard anyways. Like, why would I spend time or effort putting more negativity out there, you know? Like, if I got wrong by somebody in their alliance and they betrayed me, oh well, it's an event with shitty rewards and stuff like that anyways. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's the unpopular opinion. What do I do with all my gems? I do the store. And I get these items. I get the biochemical withdrawals. I typically get the honing chips. And sometimes the expansions. And I'll get more of the others if it's like Alliance League for the gem. Stuff. Yeah, for the gem spending. Or if it's the, what is it? Not the whiskey event. What is that thing called? The brandy event. The brandy event for the materials. Brandy event for materials. What is it called? The one where you spend like 30,000 gems, and the rebate event, and then you get hero fragments or Alliance League. Those are the 3 things I use gems on. My workshop is 23 infantry attack, 21 attack, infantry defense, and the rest are still level 1 T3. Is this the point where I should upgrade? Yeah. Yes. I would get your other devices, Maddox, to... At 23 and 21, I would get all of them to at least level 12. Level 12 to level 14. If you're in the Discord that I have, we have a workshop worksheet that'll show you like where those cross points are, like when it becomes more expensive beyond a certain threshold to keep investing into it as opposed to something else. But yeah, I would get your other ones to at least level 12. How about Miss World Class? Is Miss World Class the girl that just does like fighting videos? To be honest and completely blunt with you, I don't really watch too much Doomsday content. Miss World Class Doomsday. Yeah, this is the girl that just does a lot of like, fighting videos and stuff, right? I've seen a few of her videos. I think they popped up in like the next videos or the feature videos or whatever. But yeah, I don't really typically watch too much Doomsday videos. Like I'll watch, like I said, Armored's videos because it's hilarious. I'll watch High Guy's videos because they'll do like the interviews and stuff. I'll watch Terms' videos because he's always streaming like the G1s and stuff like that. But other than that, that's kind of it. Uh-oh, we're releasing a Beast video at the same time. Be prepared. Many yap about hearing from others without understanding some things. That's exactly it. If you want to take something that I'm saying and understand it to the core so then you can take that and educate others, please do. But don't quote me out of context or out of miscontext and then try to educate somebody else with no context, have it be completely wrong, and then be like, oh, Z told me that. And then when I backtrack and see the full conversation, for one, you missed the important details. 2, you gave them wrong information. And then 3, you tried to throw me under the bus. Like, that's when it's like, okay, what the fuck? Positive vibes all the way. Life's too short. That's exactly it. Don't ask Z, he's a whale. The only Z whale I know is this one right here. This Z is a whale. He's a whale. I don't know. This is a typo. I think they put an extra digit on this. How many players have 1, 2, 3, 7, 5, 0 troops in the Arena of Doom, and others have 1, 2, 9? So a couple things. VIP increases your squad capacity. That's one thing. Your troop part here. Which one is it? Thought it was one of these. Squad capacity, yeah. So your armor increases the squad capacity here for 10% also. So your VIP, your chest piece, I think one of them is also like your research, maybe. I can't quite remember. But then also you have other heroes that increase your squad capacities as well if they're paired. So Isabella, she can increase squad capacity. Claude can increase your squad capacity. Things like that. So heroes, VIP, your equipment, a couple factors. I think my R5 is a whale, but he says he isn't. It's It's probably not. I am grateful to all of them who make content about this game and love watching the videos and learning from them. Appreciate you. Give us beast videos. It comes out tomorrow. Half of it comes out tomorrow, I should say. The chip section comes out tomorrow. The hero pairing will come out after. I split the video in half. It was going to be like a 50-minute video for the two. It's going to get split in half, and the chip part will come out tomorrow or today. I haven't really decided yet. I still have to record half of it. Harley's cool too. No one wants to be a whale. Something to do with the negative associations with the term. I don't think it's too negative of a thing. I think that the negative association around it is that when you run into a whale in a bracket where someone feels like they shouldn't be there, they're like, oh, fuck this guy, fuck this whale, he's ruining the whole event. And it's like, bro, that guy didn't do nothing. He is a part of the same matchmaking system you are. If there's anybody that you should be mad at, it's IGG. Not him. All he did was swipe a credit card and play the game. Where he gets placed is up to the game. Can I ask you when Bodala is worth having? Do you think he's not worth it all because of he's low damage? Should I trade him or keep him? If you have 4+ marches of infantry, take Bodala. Your prioritizations for infantry is Miyamoto, Eileen, Claude, Isabella, Boyd, and Marco. Those are your main priorities right now for your first 3 marches. Plus, we have new infantry marches coming out, so even more so he's getting put off to the side. But if you can't get Marco, then maybe Boyd is applicable for a 3rd march. But Boyd with 1 skill, or his 2nd skill transcended, Isabella, Claude, Miyamoto, and Eileen are all super necessary. The girl that's so loud that I can't make up of what she's saying. I will make the sacrifice, be a whale if I could afford it. I miss Mr. Brain. His videos are great. I'd love to hear his take on the game as it is currently. I'll talk to him and see. I might be able to pull him for an interview. He's still dealing with like health and life type stuff, so it's not very likely, but I'll reach out to him. Give his ID to Z. Let's investigate. Hey Z, do you have any news for the upcoming infantry heroes? Nope. His ID is this. Let's take a look. Oh shit, wrong button. Chat. No, not a whale. Yeah, no, not a whale. I have space for 4 squads in the field. Bodala, Claude, Sophie, Full, Bard, Bronte, Knight, Awaken, and Lynn. Lynn? Who the fuck is Bronte? Someone said this before. Who the hell is Bronte? I never call people by their second name. Oh, Jack. That's who it is, Jack. No, your 4 marches are fine. Your 4 marches are fine, yeah. If there's anything like... Yeah, no, your 4 marches are fine. Where will I find that workshop sheet? If you just hit the search button and search for workshop, you should be able to find it. If not, message Rocks Maddox. He'll give it to you. Anyone over 200 mil is a whale? Not true. You have a lot of people that are old accounts over 200 mil because they're troop inflated, but they're not whales at all. Used Riven with Eddie on Garrison once it somehow did good that time. Yeah, it depends on your G bracket. If you're in the lower G brackets and stuff like that, you can get away with odd hero pairings. How much would a 4.3 infantry squad damage reduction go for? In the current? I don't know. You just have to look, honestly. We can look for you. 4.3 damage reduction. Hold, please. While this is doing it. It's always great to play against players who are stronger than you. It absolutely is. I love playing against players that are stronger because then you could actually learn something. Please repeat again 3 infantry marches. I would run Boyd, Isabella, Marco, Claude, and Miyamoto and Eileen. If you don't have Marco for Claude, then Bodala is fine, but not ideal. Kind of agree, but there's a huge incentive for stronger players to sandbag in lower brackets to feel big. Yeah, but I mean, here's the other side of things too, High Guy. Who are you to tell somebody where they can or cannot play, though? Like, legit, tell me. Like, who are you to tell me that I have, just because I'm a certain power, I have to play at the top end of the bracket? At the end of the day, the game is an open field. Like, they made it to where you can join any alliance, you can do anything like that, whatever have you. Just because you have a strong account doesn't mean that you have to be an Apex because you have a strong account. Like, I'm not here, you're not here, nobody's here to dictate or tell somebody you have to be in this certain bracket because you've spent money. Like, that's just plain ignorance. You can't tell somebody how to play a game. They're always going to play it however they want. Like, you go play League of Legends, for example. There are heroes made for top lane, mid lane, bot lane, and they get played in jungle. There are heroes made for the jungle that they're playing in other lanes. And it's just, people are going to play a game however they want. And yeah, like, does that make it a harder experience for other players? Sure. But in the same light, like, you're telling them that they can't be in this bracket, that's on you for being in an alliance that can't supplement in that bracket as well. Like, your alliance could just as easily put a strong player in your alliance to be able to compete with that and hold against it, but you don't. What's your recommendation for 3 range squads? Sophie, Isabella, Ethan, Louis, Cedric, and either Jack or whatever that other girl's name is. The field one. Like Lynn or the other one, Spectra. What was the fucking infantry damage reduction thing? 4.3? I mean, your cheapest 4.3 anything is going for... around 3,000 gold. How long has this thing been listed for, though? I don't know. I mean, it's been listed for 10 hours at 3,000 gold, and it hasn't sold in 10 hours. So, who's to say that even sells then? So maybe around 3,000 gold, probably less. I think still the player's responsibility to put themselves in the high bracket. Not at all. If I'm a player that has strong might, and I get tired of fighting against players that force me to, like, because I can spend to get my account to a certain bracket. Then it requires a whole different level of spending to be able to stay competing at that higher bracket. And that's what most people are getting burnt out on. It's not that they want to go sandbag small players. It's that it costs so much money, so much resources, so much speed ups to fight players of equal or stronger caliber in higher brackets, that after you do that for a few months or a year or whatever have you, you run out of a lot of those resources and you don't have the incentive to spend to do that, because just because you're in a higher bracket, the rewards aren't drastically better. The rewards are barely better being in Apex than it is Elite, or Elite than it is in Fearless and stuff, but the cost is astronomically higher. So once you burn out, you're like, okay, I don't want to spend to maintain to stay here. I'm just going to drop down so then I don't have to burn out as much. I want to try to transcend Isabella, but I will have to do it slowly. She's really good. Should I keep Marco as 5551 paired with Claude and save for actually new heroes, or save to awaken Marco? I would save for the new heroes. If you don't like the new heroes, then put them into Marco. How do you know if someone is a whale? By looking at their player profile. Who's flashing expensive vehicles last night, so I assumed he was. No, low kills, old account, a lot of parts aren't white. And I could probably even just look at his death rate. Yeah, 40 mil deaths, 368 mil kills on 165. He has a high amount of deaths, but a low amount of kills. The ratio's decent, but still more T5 than T6. And again, same thing. Like, his white parts here, not a lot of white parts on it. Like, it's not even like one troop set stacked out with white yet. So I wouldn't say he's like a whale, but he's a high spender, if anything. I also saw a good video from Charmander about deleting armaments that were on farmers. It helps lower might for matchmaking. I mean, you can, but like, if you're using armaments on your farmers and it's actually helping, like, if you have your armaments on your farmers honed out, you should keep them. Like, you should use them 100%. You can unequip them, sure. But like armaments that are sitting in your bags, these don't do anything. It's only when they're equipped. Hey, Salamat Po. Thank you, Hammer. Appreciate you. I want to play in the elite bracket and have a chance to get red chest someday. You could. Sure, but wouldn't you also agree that it is why we have brackets and ranking to make matchmaking fair? It's in the same reason we used to not let professional athletes compete in the Olympics? No. Because you're comparing the Olympics to an 8-bit mobile game. The brackets are just matchmaking, and the matchmaking is based off of alliance might, not player might. If you were matchmaking on player might, that would be different. But you're not. The Olympics isn't a team-oriented event, and even then, again, it's the Olympics compared to an 8-bit mobile game. That you have individuals that are super strong, and they may be able to carry alliances if they're in super low brackets. But if a whale goes into a bracket where they have the capability of carrying their whole alliance, and the alliance doesn't have much to supplement it anyways. And in a lot of cases, a whale is only as strong when it comes to rallies and garrison as the supporting alliance behind them, because they still need to have their rallies filled up. They still need to have their garrisons and such filled up. Yes, they can just swarm down garrisons and stuff like that if they're in a low enough bracket. Yes, that exists. That still happens, but such is life. Like anything else in life, life isn't fair. Neither is a video game. If someone wants to play in a lower bracket, they're going to play in a lower bracket. If you want to have a game where you can decide what player can matchmake based on their individual player might rather than the alliance might, then it might be time to pick up development. Because unfortunately, this game is not made like that. They have brackets based on the alliance might, which is why it says top 100 alliances, top 500 alliances, not top 100 players or top 500 players. Hello, I'm Felix. I'm looking for support hero for him. I have Cynthia to swap for a support hero. Who should I choose? I'm a field player. Probably Janet. Janet for Felix is good. Eating up so fast in events, better not burn out. Got to be prepared to play in higher bracket events. That's exactly it. A lot of big players will do that. They'll go play in the higher bracket events for the better reward games like Genesis War and Island Raid, and then they'll drop down for things like Archipelago Raid, where the rewards are not nearly as good. So a lot of it is just simply because when you compare the cost and the spend ratio to the rewards, playing in the upper bracket is never usually worth it, unless you're just trying to experience that caliber of play. But same thing as someone that has competed at that bracket for a year straight and stuff before, and talked to many people that have been in that bracket for a long time that are dropping out of it, like Crimson Rabbit, for example. Crimson Rabbit is a 600 mil whale who has been in Apex, makes YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. He has recently said that he is planning on quitting the game if he does not at least drop to a very low bracket to enjoy it there. Why? Because he gets burnt out and tired of playing against the same 4 or 5 Apex level alliances, fighting the same enemies, killing off millions, using billions of RSS every single event and stuff. It's just not sustainable for any player. So part of it is, yes, that a player should be able to choose wherever they want to go, but at the same time, you do need to incentivize them to go higher. You also shouldn't make it astronomically impossible for a player to be able to compete and play at those upper bracket levels. If your upper spending players are saying, hey, it costs way too much to compete at this upper caliber level, and we're not getting good rewards, 1, you need to address the rewards, and 2, you need to address the fact of how expensive it is to play the game. Because now nobody wants to play there. Now Apex is nothing but... Oh, this is the other thing, too, when you talk to them. The biggest complaint, or one of the biggest complaints across the board with most Apex players, is that there are a lot of farm alliances and deadweight alliances that'll merge a bunch of deadweight players together just so they can qualify for Apex, because they can sit on their helipad and still get the merit chest rewards. So now you have completely hurt any form of a legion, or the legion that you're in an AR, any form of a possible alliance. You are a waste of space by being up there, but you've taken up the spot of a potentially good fighting alliance just simply because you're being greedy and you want to get free rewards. So you have hurt the Apex experience, you have hurt the possibility and potential for Apex players to play up there, and then you complain that those Apex players are choosing to drop out of it. They don't want to carry deadweight alliances. Charmander said to delete the greens and blue armaments for bolts to use an armament shop. You could do that. Nope. Never did. Here, I'll show you. Da 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 da. 297946826. Screenshot. Bag. Armaments. $297946826. Doesn't delete any power, doesn't impact your combat rating at all. Just in case you want to see. There's the screenshot from before I deleted it. I want to do it again. $297946826. Doesn't do anything. Nada. Thought it also counted was in your bag when matchmaking. Nope. You could do the same. You could do the same thing. Lock in for Pompeii and delete something. You'll see it doesn't change. What's up, Brent Powell? How's it going? Should I keep Marcos 551 paper pod? I already answered that. Asked AI chat in game and it said it does. Sure, but AI chat. If you ask AI chat the same question 2 different ways, it'll give you 2 different responses. You can't trust the AI chat in game. I can actually give you an example right now if you want. I had this discussion with Skynet in Discord where he was trying to debate something, and he said, "Oh, it does this." So I asked the AI chat the exact same thing and got completely opposite response. The AI chat isn't. It's not. Please do not ever use the AI chat for anything other than trying to figure out how many hero fragments or cores you need for certain things. Other than that, it'll give you misinformation. You could ask it the same question 3 different ways and get 3 different responses supporting different stances. Are more whales going down to Fearless where it is better to go? So here's the thing. If they go to Elite, they're supported by better alliances. If they go to Fearless, they can solo carry. It really just depends. They're going to both. Most are going to Elite because they still want to be in good fighting alliances. However, there are still some that slip through the cracks and do want to go to Fearless just to have that kind of experience. In a lot of cases, it is nice when you're a whale to go from being in an alliance where there's 30 whales in the alliance versus 30 whales in the enemy alliance to going into an alliance where you're the only whale and fighting 1 or 2 other whales on the map or whatever have you in Fearless. Because now you go from being just this like supporting factor to being a dominant factor. And for a lot of people, that's a positive experience for them. They enjoy it. Don't the helipad farmers have the same right to overinflate that the whales have to drop down? Yeah, absolutely. That's not what I'm saying, Sean. Everybody has the choice to play the game however they want. However, you cannot contribute to the problem that whales are experiencing, because by overinflating and going up to that, this is what I'm saying, is that there's 2 sides to every story. Everyone's like, oh my god, these whales are coming down, they're ruining my experience. But half of the reason why the whales are coming down and ruining your experience is because players are overinflating and going to their bracket where they shouldn't be, and they're ruining that experience there. So now the whales are coming down out of that because they don't want to carry the dead weight, and now they're ruining the experience of the lower players. So it's not they're just like they're actively choosing to do that to ruin your experience. It's a double-edged sword here, right? There's 2 sides to the story that's going on. Whales are coming down because dead weight players are going up. And the above, or in the apex, the whales' experiences are being brought down by these lower players. Then the whales come down and they ruin the experience of the lower players. So it's a 2-sided story is what I'm saying. Yes, I understand that it's your rating, high guy, but I'm showing you that it doesn't impact either of them. But I can't show you that it doesn't impact your battle rating because I can't register for something like Pompeii right now to show you that. Pompeii, you can modify your combat rating. You can see it actively in live. You can do the same thing with Off Limits War as well when you're registering, but I don't have an event right now that I can show that to you. Putting everyone on the same level and players who win such events being around 2-0 should fight each other. Yeah, I put in a similar recommendation. I said that matchmaking and bracketing should be made off of War Meets War and the Pirate King event. So that way fighting alliances and alliances that tend to fight and actually score points should all get put up into a higher bracket with far higher rewards, incentivizing players to fight. Then the players that are not incentivized to fight and don't fight can still get rewards, but it's not nearly the same amount. If you want high rewards, you have to earn high rewards. That's how it should be. Give me rider heroes, which are good long-term investments, all of them. How's Monopoly going? I've had... Oh, it doesn't say, but I've used over 1,000 dice now. And, I mean, yeah, we're doing good. I think BDTN, I think someone said that they had 6 packs that you had to do. We had 4, so, yeah, it's going well. I got a lot of resources. Let me look at the screenshot again. So I started out before the event. I had 48,000 of these and 428 of these. So I've gotten about 75,000 here and about 2,500 here. So it's been super good. Yeah, I mean, you just try it and test it. You'll see. When you register for Pompeii, lock in Pompeii, and you'll see it doesn't change your combat rating. However, here's also the manipulation factor, or here's also like a miscalculated factor. I think that combat rating is impacted for certain events, the older events, and they're not impacted for newer events. Because if you go to lock in a registration for off-limits war, and you take off your armaments, your beasts, and do all those things, whatever have you, your combat rating doesn't change. But if you go to do it in Pompeii, your combat rating will change. So one of the behaviors that seems to be happening is that the older events that have not been modified ever or in a very long time, like Pompeii, they are still impacted by removing armaments and things like that to lower your battle rating. However, on the newer events like off-limits war, you can actively see that it doesn't impact your battle rating at all. Again, this is removing your armaments, this is removing your beasts, things like that. And I think I actually have a screen recording of doing it and showing it to somebody. But yeah, you cannot manipulate your combat rating for off-limits war, but you can for Pompeii. So I can only imagine that same behavior stands for like Island Raid versus, say, like Archipelago Raid, or like Genesis War versus Archipelago Raid. It's hard to say. Yeah, happy to, man. That's what I'm here for. What is a bloated account? An account that whose combat effectiveness is far less than what their might makes them out to seem. A player might have 400 mil might on paper, but you'll have plenty of 200 mil might players that hit far harder than that 400 mil might player, simply because that 400 mil might player, their might is mostly contributed to and attributed by squad, whereas somebody else might have a lot from their heroes and their equipment and their vehicle might and their beasts, that kind of a thing. So a bloated account is simply somebody whose majority or vast majority of their power comes strictly and only from troops, as opposed to the actual pieces and elements that elevate those troops and those troops' performances. So they may look like a 400 mil might player, but you rip them apart like they're 150 mil might. Yeah, 100%, Rabbit. It makes it to where, like, I also think that, like, if you're on a hot streak or a win streak, you should get compounded rewards. Like, you should get, like, 1.2x the event rewards if you're, like, on a 5 win streak or higher, and then at 10 win streak or higher, 1.4x or higher, or whatever have you. Then it really incentivizes alliances to want to build their alliance in a way that continues to make them win. That might mean SSI tries to slam their alliance with all the top players and they go on a high win streak, but then that might also make it to where ROK is on a similar win streak and they're like, well, shit, we need to slam our alliance too. Now all of a sudden the Titan alliances become super Titan alliances and you end up eventually having a really good fight against each other. Are you starting DS event at FIB? Yes, I am, after the New Year's. I'm not going to do it during holidays, but I will do it after. I already have a long list of players that want to join, so we will do it, yes. Many whales get tired of everyone not fighting them in lower brackets, then they leave in alliances they played with. Many whales get tired of everyone not fighting them in lower brackets, then they leave alliance they played with from the start to get fights. Yeah, 100%. There's a pro and a con to being in any bracket currently, or any type of alliance currently, at any might or any combat rating or effectiveness as a player. However, one of the pros that should be far more of a pro should be the rewards at a higher bracket, and it's not. It's more of a con because the rewards are terrible at a higher level, and one of the biggest cons that needs to be less of a con at a higher bracket is, and really at any bracket, is just simply the cost of fighting. If you're going to have 3 war events every single month, lower the cost of fighting. Especially, one of my suggestions, drop the 100% death rates on AR checkpoints. If AR checkpoints are pivotal points that in a lot of cases can determine whether an alliance or a legion wins, or a faction wins or whatever, in their capability of actually fighting, drop the 100% death rate. Nobody wants to fight in a checkpoint if 100% of their troops are dying on the checkpoint and they're only getting 65% troop return. That's a terrible ratio. That's a terrible experience. And then they complain about matchmaking. Of course, you're going to complain you build troops, not power. That's exactly it, Fred. That's exactly it. What about a debuff to players who play in lower brackets like they do in off limits? That's only so effective. It's like, the thing is that like you're getting a debuff on like their overall power and stuff like that. But like I feel like all that is, okay, let me put it like this. I feel like that is a decent temporary solution, but all you're doing is putting a band-aid on something that should have a full addressal to fix. Why would you put a band-aid on a problem when instead you've had the same problem since the dawn of time on this game, and rather than addressing the core issue and the core problem, why do we continue to put out band-aid after band-aid after band-aid after band-aid? After so many band-aids, at some point, you just need to go, well, shit, we should put our time and resources into addressing the problem. Do you think accounts age matters in matchmaking? No. I think that they made mention in one of the dev feedbacks that your player or your troop tier kill count ratio, so like how many T6 troops you've killed compared to others, will have an impact, but I don't know if that's in currently. But I do know that they mentioned it. And that was supposed to be more of like a future feature. I would also hope that they would stop making all the strongest from allying so they can get better rewards. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, you go play games like Rise of Kingdoms and those other games, all the top players play together in the top alliances. But the difference is that the top alliances are always fighting similarly top alliances. And this game, for whatever reason, it doesn't like matching SSI and ROK. When was the last time you saw SSI and ROK fight? What it does is it puts SSI on one map, ROK on another, DHX in another. Why are they doing that instead of just putting all three of them in one map? Like, holy fuck. You think I will bloat my account if I improve heroes that I will not use just to score points in Top Commander Day 2? Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 absolutely. But you got to do what you got to do. That is a problem that you need to weigh. Is it worth it? Now, is you leveling those heroes going to bloat your account enough to where it impacts your overall matchmaking at a drastic amount? No, not at all. But if everybody in your alliance does that, and everybody is training far more troops than they're using, then yes, now you have a problem. Cost and rewards need to be looked at in all brackets. The top bracket is the worst, 100%. Last Island raid, we had 2 alliances of multiple whales, and their third ally was our friend, and our friend didn't come to fight us, versus the other 2 whale alliances come to squish us because of everyone else. That's a typical thing that happens. Stop fighting, and they wanted their points bad enough to 2v1 us. Yeah, sounds about right. My alliance plays in very low fearless, and we only have about 10 people who actually show up for fights. But I sit there because I guarantees the merit chest. Oh, there you go. Different strokes for different folks. Well, that's exactly it. Is that, like, again, it's not even that IGG allows it. It's that IGG has created the problems that cause these strong players to want to go to lower brackets. 95% of the strong players that you talk to in these lower brackets are not there because they want to ruin players' experiences. It's because the experience at the top brackets is not appealing enough for them to want to go there. So it is more appealing for them to run laps around smaller players and get the kills than it is to go to a top bracket and chase the rewards. So they chase the high and the dopamine kick of killing smaller players than they do chasing the dopamine and the high of getting really strong rewards. But if you tiered the rewards and gave exclusive rewards at the top level at a ratio or at an amount that becomes appealing, now you would see, again, it wouldn't be all of them, but you would see, I would guarantee 75% of the whales in the lower brackets would move back up to the higher brackets. If they address the cost issue, they address the rewards issue, and things like that. But they choose not to do that, and they choose instead to keep releasing band-aids that are just temporary type of things. Now, here's the other thing too, right? Let's say, for example, you're an extremely strong whale, and by whale I mean you have 5 marches at 6 mil plus, whatever have you, 7 mil plus, maxed out garage, all those things. But you're also 800 mil power, and so you have 20 mil troops, and you're playing an alliance down in Fearless where there's one other guy who has a 7 mil plus garrison, and he has a 7 mil plus garrison, he's built out all those kinds of things, but he's only like 150 mil, right? 150 mil maxed out with one garrison hero and all the rest of those things with a person in the alliance, it's 800 mil. If that 800 mil player gets a 50% damage debuff, what's to stop them from funneling all of their troops into that garrison? And now you have 20 mil T6 troops getting funneled into that garrison. It could be 10 mil if it's just one troop type. 10 mil infantry T6 troops getting funneled into that garrison because it's still going to trade extremely well, and that garrison isn't debuffed anymore because it's garrisoned by somebody who's maxed out but not a quote whale status. Like, it's not 800 mil, it's 150 mil. Like, also, like, what do you do to determine that somebody is a whale status? Is it their overall individual combat rating? And if so, again, you could have somebody that is well below that combat rating threshold, still performs at that threshold and that level, but is below the marker, and so they're not getting debuffed. But if somebody has 10 mil T6 troops to funnel into that while they're debuffed, that 10 mil T6 troops could be the same amount of T6 troops as a whole alliance has. Like, if an alliance has, like, again, this is like low fearless, right? So you have like 25 players in an alliance, and maybe 4, 5, 6 T6 players, and each of those T6 players have 1 or 1.5 mil T6 of that same troop type. That one player now has essentially the same amount of T6 troops to fill that garrison of that troop type as the other person who's not debuffed. What happens then? And yeah, like 43 is saying, the 10% debuff isn't nearly enough. If your trades are 25 to 1 or 50 to 1, okay, take away 10% and I'll still trade 23 to 1 or 45 to 1. Boyd, Isabella, Claude, Marco, and Eileen Miyamoto. I use them different. I use Eileen, Boyd, Claude Bodala, Miyamoto Jack, and Marco Eddy. I mean, that's fine. There's no real issue with that. There's no Isabella in that march or in that lineup. That's kind of the difference. I mentioned Boyd Isabella because it's 60% skill damage bonus. Claude and Marco is your debuff march, and Eileen Miyamoto's an AoE march. Yours seems to be Boyd AoE buffing Eileen, or Boyd skill damage buffing Eileen AoE. Claude Bodala being a debuff march. Miyamoto Jack just being a healthy AoE march. And Marco Eddy. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't see any issue with that. Should I debloat my excess gatherers by deleting or killing them in events? I wouldn't have over a certain amount. I think I've had the same amount of gatherers since the dawn of time. So I have 228,000. This is enough to 5 March. Or this is enough to 5 March tiles and stuff, but also enough troops to where if we need to raid a base, whatever have you, I have those to fill in. Do you think 3.5 million soldiers is too much for 168 million might? No, not really. Again, guys, the troop bloat thing is something that you can really feel and tell. If your strongest armament set is, say, 3 mil, you have no reason to have 4 mil, 5 mil plus troops. You know what I mean? Like, there's a clear discrepancy between the amount of troops that you have and your actual combat effectiveness at that point. Like, if you're not killing off nearly the amount of troops that it takes to maintain your actual troop count, if it seems that you're always growing and growing and growing and growing and growing in troops, no matter how many events you play, for one, you're probably in too low of a bracket, or two, you're just simply not feeling Garrison or rallies enough, and three, again, that feels like troop bloat at that point. Like, why are you playing 3 events a month and your troop count is continuously growing and growing and growing and growing? Something is not lining up there. You're probably not fighting nearly enough or filling nearly enough. Otherwise, you would see it level out or you would actually go down. I go with the thought that we win some, we lose some. I know it's a crazy thought process, right? That's the thing, is that when the rewards of the event sucks, it's no longer, and nobody cares, or at least we don't. We don't care about winning. We just care about getting our point requirements to get the point rewards, because usually the point rewards of hitting at least 80 mil, 120 mil points, whatever it is, usually those rewards are even better than the actual rewards that you get for winning. So that's 3.5 million without cars. How much do I have? I have 4.5 without cars. So that I don't think so. Bro, tell me Miyamoto field combination. Miyamoto Eileen or Miyamoto Boyd or Miyamoto Isabella? Who are the best rider heroes to support for Isabella. Any of them. Any of the current meta ones. So Felix, Rubina, Janet, Rick. I wouldn't use what's her name? Chasey. I wouldn't use Chasey because Isabella gives a skill damage bonus. And Chasey obviously doesn't use skill damage. She just uses basic attack damage. So, I mean, you could use any of them, but just probably not Chasey. Should I work on Marco even though he's 2-2-1-1 and I have 140 hero fragments? I'd probably wait for the next set of infantry heroes to come out. And then see what comes out. See if there's any there that you like. And when you get to a point where there's no infantry heroes that you like or that you want to build towards, then go for Marco. I have 700,000 troops and fight at the end of the event. Every event getting 300 mil points in AR easily, so troops never matters. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. You can have 10 million troops, you could have 1 million troop or 2 million troops, whatever the fuck have you, and you can still score some more points. It all just comes down to the player and how they play and how they fight. I think I had 6.5 million total troops before this last set of events. And I was like, yo, I'm troop loaded. I had that because I trained so many troops, getting Boyd fully transcended and getting Ethan transcended as well. So I was like, oh yeah, I need to burn some troops off. So I think I permanently killed like 1.8 million troops. There's just this last month to de-bloat myself. But I think I also scored like almost 2 billion points in AR because of it. I'm always left with 1 mil total troops at the end of the day. How should I increase it? Fill less. Score more of your points in the field, and do that until you get to a point where you're comfortable with the total amount of troops that you have. Then fill just enough to where you can maintain that. Or if you know that there's a hero that you're chasing and you're going to train a bunch, like if you have a bunch of sitting training speed ups, then that's probably an event where you can really just funnel all of your a lot of troops and take a lot of deaths. But if you're losing that many troops and you're getting so low in your total troop count, there's probably more of like an alliance issue there than there is a you issue. It seems like you might be carrying more of the weight for filling than your alliance might be. Oh, that's the other thing. I want to see how many speed ups I've gotten this event actually from the DS event, District Showdown. Screenshots. So I started this event with... Oh, whoops, it's the wrong one. So I started this event. Oops. Wrong one. Speed ups data. So I have gained 60 days of general speed ups. 40 days of training speed ups. And a couple days of healing. So about 100 days of speed ups so far from the DS event. Which is kind of nice. Let's see. Did I get put on blast? I don't know. If the shoe fits, the shoe fits, I guess. I'm just here speaking info, man. I'm not targeting nobody. Oh, he's gonna pass me last day. I know it. I know it. Train? What the fuck is this shit? Oh, hell no. Hi, boss. I was asking if you were a whale. No. Like a tier 2 whale, maybe. I have not put in nearly the amount that other people have. I do not have a max garage. I do not have a bunch of 7 mil armament sets. I have one. I have 2 at the 6 mil mark, and then it drops off faster after that to 4 mil. My garage, nothing is level 25. My parts, I only have 1 set of white parts. My refinery is well set. But yeah, I mean, my beast and my refinery are probably the best parts of it. My garage is the most lacking for sure. I have to win the lottery first, I feel that. If I won the lottery, I'd just walk away from this game completely. Just go enjoy your life. A dolphin at best. That's what I'm saying. I'm like Dory in Finding Nemo. $20 mil deaths and 96 mil kills. Dog, you gotta find a new alliance. Stat. I have 1.2 and I only I have 64 mil, but still. Stat. Find yourself a group that plays around the Garrison and rallies, not just you, man. You do not need to be the sacrificial lamb for your alliance. No. One second. I'm just gonna put the other video on hidden. Because was it this one? November 22nd, November 29th. Wait, 29th. Okay, yeah, so it's this one. I'm just going to set this one to unlisted. This is one from when I accidentally closed Streamlabs. Whoops. Have you seen Rabbit's POV during GW? It was so funny. Yeah, I know, when we were fighting him. Yep. He told us he was uploading it, so. Yo, thank you for the subscription, Enrico. Appreciate it. Trying to see what fat I... It was good fun, GW. I mean, like I said, Panda sat on his fucking helipad the whole time, like, fun. And then the allies that we quote-unquote had just ended up allying the other strong alliance. So it was like, alright, no one else is going to fight, so we'll just put up a fight. We don't really care. I wanted to test some beast stuff with that anyways, and so I'm glad I got the beast test out of it. Trading 3-to-1 on beast damage against one of the top 10 accounts in the game is something that I will take to the grave with me, even if it hurts. He thought it was you in Garrison, and you were trying to go there to Garrison. Oh, yeah. No, I know. I know, I remember watching it. No. There wasn't anything we were going to be able to do on that one. But like I said, I told everyone to back up, because I had a test I wanted to make. I told everyone before going into that Genesis War Circle, if we got them... or I can't remember what the other two alliances were that were just like, I think like we were like 17 bill in battle rating, and there were like 4 alliances that were like 22 or 23 bill plus. And I told everyone that if we got one of the 23 bill plus, I wanted to test something with a beast change that I had made. And then yeah, seeing the 3-to-1 trade put a smile on the face. Then seeing the deaths kind of evened out, or was the trade-off for the smile on the face. Was it the maximum power a beast can get with the legendary chips? No, I don't have a maximum power. Nope. Not yet. We're getting there. This could be higher. What does it come out to? Hold on. Uh, 10.8, and that's still... I still need to get these ones up. I got these switched over to OC now. I need to get those ones up. But ideally, like in the field, I'm actually running more of this. Hold on. I'm more running this in the field. So I have two 9.4 and 9.6s. These are my two main field ones. But I'm testing a couple things and changing a few things around now that I have the OCs up on the support beast as well. I'll have to see what happens. I am liking even this pair without the OC though, because I have like almost 2,000 combo on it and 127% combo damage. Plus some of the results that we've seen from this is just fucking ridiculous, man. I was talking about it earlier in the stream. This one only lasted 2 seconds. How long did this one last? Maybe this one shows it. Yeah, so leader skill, 600% damage, 667. Combo on a 240%, deal twice as much damage. Active skill 240%, leader skill 600%. Active skill ends up dealing twice as much damage as that in terms of total HP lost. That's not the march I'm looking for though. Hold on. Bear with me a moment. Wait. Got to find. I think it's here. Is it this one? Wait. Yeah, like even here. Leader skill 600%. Active skill 240% more damage. And then it did the same skill down here, 1,700 troops killed. Up here, 11,533 killed. See, so 10,000 done down here, 65,000 done up here. Maximum power a beast can get with legendary chips. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to it. I have legendary crit chips on my Pango that I was going to move to my bowl if I ever rally. You should. I've switched to an alliance with 7 mil Garrison now. At first I didn't care about the troops as long as I was having fun with my friends, but slowly it was not fun. That's exactly it. You kind of have to be in an environment that enables the play that you have. You can have a lot of friends in an alliance, but if their play style is different than the play style that you have, eventually you'll burn yourself out. So you have to be surrounded by like-minded people, which unfortunately isn't always the first set of friends that you made. Is it Bard the best partner to pair for Cedric and rallies? Yes, because of the defense reduction. If you have his weapon fully transcended also, the defense cut is really, really good, especially if you also have the drone armament, which reduces defense by an additional 30%. It's really, really good. If not, Ethan's totally fine. I'm trying to get 150 of those tickets to get the chips before I cash them in. I might wait to get the full 250 instead, though. Oh, I get what you mean. Gotcha. Yeah, I would wait for the full 250. Z is the second skill of the general crab water beast to support 100% if combo is triggered. So crab is kind of unique. Crab is the only one that allows you to do 2 combos in 1 second because of this here. Second skill of the general crab water beast to support 100%. If combo is triggered. This is 100%. This is only a 30% chance. This is 100%. This is only a 30% chance, but it's a 30% chance to do this again, which again, this is the only beast that allows you to do 2 combos in 1 second. There's also another fun thing with another beast that has a fun behavior during combat that I'll actually talk about in my video as well. There's actually quite a few things that we've learned that they definitely do not talk about. Let me look at my notes. There's some to do with OC chips and OC chip stacking. The crab is one that I talk about. There's another beast that just on the behavior that I've seen allows you to do something that I don't know if it should be doing it, but it's doing it. Yeah, there's a few things. The OC chip thing, there's 2 things that I'll end up talking about. What's up, LB7R? Appreciate it. Oh, I just realized it's not showing all of them. I have Boyd with enough for level 1 on weapon. I wanted to use him for Garrison, but also field. I was wondering if the first skill is really that big of a deal for Garrison. Just go to the second skill. The first, so okay, this is up to you with how often you Garrison. If you Garrison and you Garrison in higher brackets, or you Garrison against really strong opponents, the bonus shield that you get from the first skill is great. It's a wonderful thing for Garrison. It is very necessary. However, if you want to use Boyd in the field, the 35% skill damage in field and removing the Garrison requirement of the second skill is almost absolutely necessary. So it's up to you with how often you Garrison. What's up, L? Appreciate it. Z, it's alright. Just open up the chats. I will eventually. Well, eventually. I usually do all the chats and stuff like that after the live stream, though, unless someone says that they sent me something. I just don't really like taking time out of the stream to like reply to the chats, unless again it's somebody that messaged me something specifically from the stream. Just passing to say hi. What's up, Pablo? How's it going? Hello to you as well. Appreciate you stopping by. Any other last minute questions or anything? Now it's 9:54. Thanks for the content, Z. Happy to. Love doing it. Yeah, any other last minute questions, comments, anything that you all want to address before we head out of here? We got Island Raid coming up in a few days, so I'll be back streaming that for sure. Hopefully it's a fun one. I imagine it is. Do beasts matter for counter rallies? Absolutely. Especially if you have combo or crit or both. Beasts matter all the time. Beasts matter a lot in rallies or garrison because the bull and the pango do up to 900% damage on their stats. Plus they get hard core stats. Like core stats they get like 100% uptime on and stuff like that when they're in a rally or in a garrison that they don't have in field. So yeah, beasts matter a lot for rallies and garrisons for sure. You can deal a lot of damage. I have reports where I dealt 100,000 plus kills in 1 second with just a beast alone. Just simply because of beast discrepancies between mine and theirs. Actually, here, I have one of the screenshots on my screen right now. 165,000 troops killed in 1 attack. That is someone's whole supporting march being sent to a tower or a rally. Do you think Bianca will be meta for more times? Get Bianca if you already have Claude and Isabella in your 5 march and you have a 4th or 5th march that you just need to, or you want to use as a support. Typically, you only run 3 supports if you have like 1 or 2 strong armament sets that you're playing around. You're just using like 3 supporting sets. I wouldn't say Bianca would be a first pick, but maybe, like I said, like a 4th or 5th pick. No worries at all, Manny. Sean, you sent me one. Oh. I would... Your Louis isn't even awakened here. So I would put Ethan behind... The heck is her name again? Spectra. Yeah, Spectra. I would put Ethan behind Spectra. No, actually, hold on a minute. I would put Cedric behind Spectra. I would put Ethan behind Claude, because Claude will cut the HP of 5 people, and then Ethan will do an AoE hitting up to 5 people as well. And then I would put Isabella behind Sophie for the double debuff. That would just turn into a double debuff march. Because I'm going to try to start doing counter rallies to work on my rally. I'm doing Stella and Claude now. Yeah, I would 100% do Beast for sure. Physical Beast and Rally Garrison make another Beast cry 100% as well. For counter rallies, is it better to go with Mia Eileen or Eileen Claude? I mean, that depends. If you just want like straight up raw damage, Mia Eileen. If your Garrison is doing really good damage and your Garrison can deal a lot of damage, I would go Eileen Claude, because the kills that you get from your counter rally are just going to fill hospitals heavily wounded, but the kills that you're going to get from your Garrison onto the rally are going to cause deaths. So if you go Eileen and Claude, you're debuffing the rally, so now your Garrison is killing more troops, but permanently killing more troops, not just heavily wounding them. So if you just need raw damage, Miyamoto Eileen, but if your Garrison is actually strong, I would go Eileen Claude and let your Garrison permanently kill more troops on the enemy. Is Isabella better to awaken than catching up on other infantry heroes? If you have 3 marches of infantry heroes, I would say that like Miyamoto, Eileen, Boyd with his second skill, like those are your 3 main ones that you're going to want to have for field right now. Then it becomes having Claude and Isabella in that mix as well. So some reports of the Otashi. That the one that I just showed where it killed 190,000 troops was Otachi. Where is... So here's Otachi. Here's the one where we played against one of the top players in the game. We got absolutely wrecked, but dealt 3 times as much damage from what I was testing. But yeah, this is one of the top players in the game. Oh my god, man, you don't ever want to fight this guy. That hurt. The support beast chip skills for working battles as well. Yes, yes, I do, Brent. Is Eddie plus Boyd feasible too for field fights, assuming both are awakened? Yeah, I mean, yeah, because every time a shield breaks, it's going to cut HP. So there is the debuff factor. There's just going to be a very slow-moving march. A guy in arena attacked me 4 times and I lost him 4 times. It's always it's a very funny feeling when that happens. I'm Rider and have 1 infantry armament developed. I'm planning to awaken Bodala and Claude with Legacy for buff the riders. You could. I mean, I guess, like, yeah, if you're just using that for a buff march, then yeah, that's fine. Bodala isn't ideal, but again, same thing, like, that's fine. You could honestly run Boyd and Claude and probably do better, because Boyd has so many shields anyways, you can keep the Claude alive, and you at least get the damage output of Boyd as well. Can I use Sophie Ethan for rally in lower war zones? You can use Sophie Ethan and rallies in upper war zones. I think I use Sophie Ethan for rallies even. Yeah, beasts. Oh my god, hold on. This might be... Oh, wait, I'm not going to be able to see the combat logs on this. No! If you could see the combat logs on this, I guarantee there's Panda. There's probably a stupid amount of deaths on that as well. Goldie is super strong also. Beasts. Oh, poor high guy. I don't even know why I have that in there. I think someone wanted to see the report, and so I favored it because we were in the middle of fighting. Beasts. Oh, this is supposed to be mine. It had somebody else's garrison until I swapped in. We're holding 2 towers. Yeah, same thing on this one. This is one that we just could not hold. This is one fucking... God, man. This is when OXO was helping on the field. That shit was so painful. Dumb question, but during top commander, is it worth always dumping 300 steel to get the cores no matter how much you win? Not necessarily. Because as you transcend the hero, you just need more cores the higher you go up. So you have... I would say it's better at that point to chase... Like, just waiting for an event where maybe there isn't so much competition and you can land more cores for less spend instead of just trying to get least amount of cores with least amount of spend. Just because, I don't know, like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it is more effective to do that and it just takes forever. I don't know. I really don't know. I've never looked at doing it. I've never looked at doing it that way. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, shit, man. This goes as far back as fucking garrisoning against Toto. One of the top 3 accounts in the game. Or was. SSI Ace. The R5 from SSI. Same thing. Been running that pair forever. But there are a couple things I've been testing with changing around and stuff. Sorry if you totally just heard me drink water. I realized I did not mute my mic when I did that. Any other last minute questions? Like I said, not trying to rush you guys or anything, but... I mean, spending 300 steel in a ranged TC hero core and using everything on an infantry hero since that is my main. Oh. Is 300 steel enough to get general cores, though? Because wouldn't you just get cores in the ranged event that go for the ranged hero? No, my workshop isn't anywhere close to being maxed. Hell no. Hell no. No, not even close. I didn't get Boyd TC, should ask you before. Yeah, I would. But in your case, if you haven't gotten Boyd and TC, then yeah, just go Bodala Claude. It's just that Bodala doesn't have really much damage output, so there are better options per se, but Bodala Claude is totally fine. He has a skills talent tree, so you're going to proc Claude's skill and stuff like that quickly. He has a shield, so he's going to keep him healthy. He has high counter damage, or he has decent counter damage from his counter damage skill, stuff like that. Like, yeah, like you're fine. I was thinking I should work a little on other heroes also, but I'm probably wrong. Well, you would be spending the steel on... You would be spending the steel on a ranged hero, but then the cores that you get from that ranged hero would only be applicable to the ranged hero, so there isn't anything that you would get from that ranged TC that would be applicable to your infantry hero, unless you spent enough steel to where you could buy the general cores from the shop, but that would cost you a few $100s, or quite a few $100s, in steel to get to that point. My boss said don't worry about anything outside of infantry. That's kind of concerning. That's kind of concerning. That comment is very concerning, to say the least. Because that's... I mean, honestly, like... I don't know the context behind that comment, but I would definitely never tell someone that myself. That gold steel carbon is so hard to get. Yep. I have so many T3 prints and silver steel carbons a ton. Yeah, I need more T3 prints eventually. I got so much of this stuff from the District Showdown event, but we'll have to see. How much does it cost to level this one up? 120. Yeah, so I could make some good progress. I'm gonna save them for the next infantry TC for sure. I've saved up 3,800 steel, but every time some guy comes in with 6k and 5k. Yep. You have to wait. There will be far and few between. It might be like once every like 5 or 6 events that you might get one where you have good luck, but it happens. It's just very far and few between. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Had to grab my phone charger real quick. I have all the infantry heroes awakened and only 2 riders awakened and no rangers awakened, and I was seeing if I should start working on them for transcending. Yeah, I'd probably start working on your infantry ones, but yeah, I wouldn't spend anything on any ranged or rider TCs. There's no need to. You're not going to get any cores out of them that are applicable or usable. Every competitor becomes a Tausch. Did you recycle carbon after upgrading? I was seeing if I should even consider branching out as a low spender. No, if you're a low spender, stay on one troop type. Is Archer the strongest because I am infantry players and I see cases where Archer players weaker than me trade better? That's because ranged players have the highest damage output, for sure. For infantry, your damage output isn't trying to out damage a range, it's by mitigating damage. So instead of out damaging a range, you're supposed to mitigate as much damage of range as possible to where they actually end up dealing less damage than you. You're not going to out damage a range with infantry because everything in terms of stats is based off of the base stat. A base stat for attack for infantry is 208. A base stat for range is 254, 20% higher. So for every 1% of attack that you put on range, it's 20% more effective on range than it is for infantry, meaning that they will always deal more damage. So it is not about trying to out-trade a range by out-damaging them. It's by out-sustaining them through damage sustaining shields and that kind of a thing to where they deal less damage than you do. And that's how you trade positive versus ranged. Is it better to lead with Isabella or support? In that case, I would support with Isabella, because for Claude, when he uses his rage skill, he will cut the HP of surrounding marches by 35% after he uses his rage skill, at which point Isabella will use her rage skill and actually deal damage against an HP cut individual. So I would do Claude. Context was on buying cores. I would just do infantry. Is $9 US good for 40 attack / defense? Huh? I don't know what that means. Their workshop, armament, and beast is weak compared to me, but they still trade better. Yeah, that's typical. They will outtrade you if you're not building properly. Range will typically, almost always, trade better than you. You need to have buffers and debuffers in your marches to be able to bring them down to your level and outtrade them. You definitely want to have Claude in your marches, Isabella, things like that. Marco, if you have it for the HP cut. Hard to say, Ridge. No, I don't think so. I just get I get plundered a lot. A lot. I've had a lot of comments about that, like when I join other alliances. They're always like, holy shit, you get targeted a lot. Yep. It's all good though. I never crafted anything good anyway, so. New event Monday? Yeah, I know, it's stupid. They need to slow down with these new events. They need to slow down with releasing heroes. Just in general. A mix between... If you can get 40% attack and defense for $9, then yeah, you absolutely should do it. It's a crazy good deal. Dumb question again. My Marco is 5511. Is he still okay to keep, or should I replace him? I wouldn't replace him. I would keep him, and I'd raise him up as you can. I know you mentioned that the rest of your infantry heroes or whatever have you are awakened. Wait for the new infantry heroes. If you see something you like, awaken them first. If you don't, start working on Marco. Marco's really good. Marco is one of the top 5 heroes that you should have in any infantry lineup. Boyd with second skill transcended. Miyamoto, Eileen, Claude, and Isabella. Because there was a Rubina skin in the last one, and I guess this time is Ethan. It'll likely be a cosmetic one, just like the Rubina one was, but who knows? Who's to say? Who is to say? Ethan is John Wick. Great movie. What are we looking at? Wait, Lord of War. What am I looking at? I don't get it. What are we looking at? First skill prints. Your second setup here doesn't really make much sense. Oh, Rabbit, you don't have to apologize at all. Or you don't have to worry about dumping stuff on me, man. That's what I stream and make videos for. Happy to help educate. Yeah, no, anytime. Honestly, you can message me in game anytime if I'm not streaming. Comment on one of my videos. I try to respond to all the comments on my stuff or whatever have you. I know sometimes I get busy and it might take some time to reply, but yeah, just anytime. No worries. What am I looking at here, though? Looks like you changed up, like, all your hero pairs. Yeah. For Garrison, you transcend the first skill. For Garrison, you transcend Boyd's first skill. For Field, you transcend his second skill. What's the minimum needed for Marco to be worth having on the field? Probably 5551. Or is it 5551 or 5515? Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could even do away with the first skill. You could just skip this one and just go 1-5-5-5. Because he's meant to like debuff, and have some move speed. This just gives you damage, honestly. So you could go 1-5-5-5, or you can go 5-5. Like these two, or sorry, this skill is really good. This skill is probably like your second best. Same thing here. This is probably your worst skill. You can go 1-5-5-5. Beasts have become more clear with these streams. Yeah, man, I'm happy to. I love working with Beasts. It's my favorite part of the game right now, honestly. Mia and Claude. I mean, I think you changed more than just Miyamoto and Claude, right? Wait, is this the same person? Oh, this is someone else. Never mind. Sorry. Sorry, hockey. What would I do here? I would probably do... I mean, you're probably not even asking this, but what would I do here? If you're going to run Miyamoto, I would run Miyamoto, Isabella. I would run, Rick and Janet. I would run Felix and Chasey. And then I would run, what's his nuts? Daryl and Claude. But Isabella should be with Miyamoto, so he gets a skill damage buff since he's AoE. Rick and Janet is amazing. Chasey needs to be with Felix, I feel like, here. And then, yeah, Claude can just... I mean, Daryl is healthy because he's like one of the two only rider heroes that actually have defense from their skills. So he could help keep Claude alive and healthy. That's what I would do. Oh, holy shit. I got stuff to use. Yeah, no problem at all, Pablo. Happy to. I was thinking about doing Isabella so I can use my ranged soldiers sometimes. Wait, Rabbit, is this you? Is that you that sent me this? No, it was someone else, wasn't it? Yeah, Isabella is really good in general. Isabella and Claude. For anybody that's doing the hero exchange, two of the four that you should use should be Claude and Isabella for sure. Damn, honest speaking, Janet is so good and field too. Yeah, absolutely. Janet's really, really good. Isabella works with riders and infantry. Yeah, she works with riders, infantry, ranged, any of them. She works great. Alright, I'll put this out as the last call. We were at 3.5 hours, and then I had an hour in the other stream. We're at 10:30 now. Any other last minute questions, comments, concerns, ideas? Anything you want to discuss? I'm using gold. I don't know what that means. No, sir, I hesitate to message you in game about these things because you designate so much time to explaining things here to us. You want to see what my inbox looks like, man? Question. 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 Question? Oh shit, I forgot to reply to this guy. Question? Yeah, you can message me. If I get busy, like, there are some of these messages I still have to reply to because it was Thanksgiving and I wasn't just gonna, like, play the game at Thanksgiving dinner with family and stuff like that. That would be kind of rude, you know? So I gotta backtrack and still answer some questions and stuff. But I get message questions all the time, man. You don't have to worry about messaging me in game. It's totally fine. Just go to region 164. Come down here. Look for the guy that's surrounded by bases. Or typically after District Showdown is done, I'm the R5 in FIB, so just go there. You're always welcome to message me, man. I would not be doing this if I didn't anticipate getting a lot of questions. This game has no guides, no help for new players and stuff, so by all means. How many X do I have? What do you mean X? Because your next comment is... Oh, sorry, that was someone else. How many X do I have? What do you mean? I definitely don't want to be in those boxes to distract you then, because I want you to enjoy your time in a game. Brother, I'm an analyst by trade for my job. It is literally like my job, and what I enjoy doing is a passion to analyze things. So, yeah, no, answering questions and stuff like that is probably one of my favorite parts of this game, and one of the only reasons I still play it. So, don't worry about it. The two abilities to transcend first on Cedric. You're gonna have to bear with me on this one moment because I'm not actually a ranged player. Give me 1 second. I do remember talking about this. I just don't remember which two we picked. Oh, his rage skill is one of them. Oh, and then second skill. So first skill and second skill. Is this the second skill? Yes, first skill and second skill. So first skill because of this bonus extra damage that he has down here. Second one, because it removes this during rallies increases range damage, and he just gives him a flat 12% range damage bonus, which is the same as getting almost 2.5 red squad damage hones in your armaments, or 12% bonus squad damage in your refinery, whatever have you. But yeah, first and second skills for sure. For Garrison specifically, I mean, is there a more optimal beast combo besides double Pango? Oh yeah, yeah, there absolutely is. Pango and for Garrison specifically, Gaia Deer is really good. One of the main reasons why Gaia Deer is so good is because if you're able to get OC chips, the OC chip sets for 4 and 6. I've seen these things. I've seen people that have this with 0 or 1 star, and they perform exceedingly well because this stacks up to 20 times, and each stack gives you an additional 3.5% active skill damage times 20. Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount that you end up getting. Plus, as it gets higher and such, you get what's it called? As it gets higher, you get things like the bonus from shields as well, so you proc it like even more often, but you get increased leader skill damage times 20, 100% leader skill damage, counter damage 60%, and then of course over here you get the active skill like plus 32%, 20 times 3.5, 70%, or whatever have you. So this is already 100% more. It's just a stupid high amount of damage. So Gaia Deer is really good. I use Otachi. Otachi's really good because on support he can get 15% crit damage 15% crit damage, and then 13% crit damage times 5, so you can get another 80% crit damage just from his supporting skills. Works really good. Double Pango is fine. You can get things like a Pluto Jellyfish also as well, to where the active skill triggers from both combo or counter attack, or 50% flat normal damage, so it just makes it to where the active skill deals damage very consistently, and one of the highest consistent damages in terms of beast pairings. So there's definitely a lot of solid beast pairings that you could use for Garrison outside of just double Pango. Question about Chiron and support. You were looking at it maybe a month ago. It's not that he's useless if he's not leader, it's just that he's much better as leader. So Chiron, you can see that he runs a lot of damage and stuff like that around detonate. Like detonate is a huge thing, so when dealing critical hit has a 100% chance to inflict detonate on the target and such. As support, When dealing a critical hit or inflicting detonate, grants leader attacks 6% or 40. He can't inflict detonate as a support. You can see here, there's nothing here about inflicting detonate, nothing here about inflicting detonate, and nothing here about inflicting detonate. It just says that if you did. So he's not great in terms of support unless you put him behind Kong, who can generate detonate as lead. Where is it here? Yeah, right here in his leader skill. Or instead, you can run Chiron as lead and build detonate stacks. And then Kong on support actually benefits from it with a 50% chance to apply 1 stack of detonate. So Kong can actually apply detonate as a support beast where Chiron can't. We should go for Isabella even if we don't have leader armaments developed. Yep, I don't have leader armaments developed. Nope. Infantry, range, rider, infantry. But in my marches, I run Isabella and Claude. Yeah. Yep. Someone asked what you do for a living. I should have said, I love hanging out with rich people. I have. I remember one time specifically, I was helping a guy that I worked with. He had some really rich buddies, and we were trading cryptos and stuff like that. And the guy's house that we were at was, oh god, at least a $5 million house. I'm that's way above me though. That's way above me in my tax bracket. But no, I'm an analyst, system admin, sysadmin, technical analyst, business analyst, project manager, that kind of a thing. That realm in the tech space. Yeah, no worries at all, Brent. Appreciate it. Happy to help. The people in top world ranking use Chiron. What's good about it? He just has very high damage output. Detonate's very good. But in a lot of cases, it's just like when he's leading. In support, like it's still like 50% chance to deal damage when dealing critical hits or triggering active skills through combos. Goes to 100%. We see that on quite a few others. When dealing a critical hit, inflicting detonate, grants leader attack 6, 40 for 3 seconds, stacks up to 4 times, 24% attack, 160 crit, which is nice. Leader skill deals damage to target with a shield gains combo. I mean, you're gonna only see that from time to time, so nothing crazy there. But you can also get, let me check, see here. So here's the other thing. When inflicting detonate on the target, has a 30% chance to grant 1 stack of lava core. This is also why you want to just make sure that your hero or your beast is in a place where they can build detonate stacks. So for Chiron, that would be leading. For Kong, that is leading or support. And then the lava core will just increase skill damage and crit damage. Same thing here. Opening treasure hunt. Which treasure hunt? Oh, this? There you go. Mostly here. Mostly here. I maxed out this one, and I did a bit on this one. Yeah. Yep. Mostly this one. I pretty much almost always max out the off limits event or the biohazard frenzy one. I pretty much always max out the development one on this one, at least. Not so much on the other ones. I don't do the beast search one, and this one I'll do on occasion if I need to. but I'm mostly chasing the chips. Yeah, so I'm trying to build these ones out now. Specifically this one to 5 stars ASAP. I've got this one built and done. This one I've got it almost where I want to also. This one is getting there. And then, yeah, we're just making progress, I guess. Yeah. Oh, whoops. There we go. Yeep. Alright, any other last minute things? Final call. Final call. We'll give you guys till 17:34 because it looks like that just changed. We'll give it a minute. Actually, I can see it up here. We're at like 8, 9, 10 seconds. We got 50 seconds. I think that'll be a wrap. Alright, ladies, gentlemen, degenerates, everyone in between. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you guys for supporting the stream, the channel, the videos, all the above. I will catch you guys in Island Raid. Till the next one, hug someone, tell them you love them. You guys know the drill by now. Life is short, don't know when things will happen or things will change, so get out there, spread some love, put a smile on someone's face today if you can. See you guys.